Nerdcore could rise up. It could get elevated. Nerdcore could rise up. It could get elevated.
Chord.
Nerdcore used to be just a made-up word.
Me. I see the Nerkie arising. I see Loki's on the way. I see Chris and Kylan. I couldn't think of anything for that one. I see Nerkie times today. Don't switch podcasts tonight. Well, the TVA's bound to prune your life. There's a Nerkie on the rise.
I'll support that one.
Okay, good.
I'll accept that one. Yeah.
Circle gets a square.
Yeah. It's better than like nerd up like a douche in the middle of the.
Nerk up in my douche.
No, that's not what I said, but that's what we're going with. That's what we're going with.
I'll take it. I'll take your acceptance. So, welcome to Every Man's Guide to Nerddom, where we're two 30 to 40-something-year-olds who talk about pretty much whatever we want. I'm Chris.
And I'm Kyle. You guys can also find us, check us out, or you know us from Twitch. We stream on there at minimum every Saturday night, at least together, and then sometimes through the week time, you know, depending on the time.
Not
Chris
summer.
streams as Guyver UNT01, and I am at KSIG. That's K_SIG. And you guys should come check us out, hang out, give us crap in the chat.
It's
like
good
that.
times.
Mm-hmm. Good times. Good times.
We have a lot of fun. Kyle's a really good streamer. He does a lot of RPing.
Oh yeah, I have been doing a lot more of that. Got back into that
a lot lately, and then he plays some really. I think sometimes it's unintentionally funny, but I think they're really funny some of the time. Like when Sean lost control of his motorcycle when he was trying to hit a deer or a cow. I can't remember what happened, and he flew off.
Yeah, mistakes were made.
Unintentionally funny.
Mistakes were made. Lots of shenanigans and unintentional things happen. So
it was good.
That's part of it. It's fun. It's good.
So today we are doing a Nerkie. Kyle, what's a Nerkie?
Well, it originated back in early 2021. And think back to those times.
In the yonder years?
Mm-hmm. Well, it wasn't the before times. It was in the middle of the times.
It was the times.
This wasn't the before times. We're in the middle of the shit then. But typically what we usually do for episodes, we have a lot of things that we like to cover and go into detail and explore this idea that everybody has a little bit of a nerd in them. Everybody geeks out or nerds out over something, not just your stereotypical nerdy things like comics and movies and superheroes, TV shows. But, you know, I mean, today we're talking about comic superhero TV shows. That's not our original and only intent. So around that time, WandaVision came out, and there's a bunch of good shows and things coming around, and we had the idea, or Chris had the idea, to do some short episodes covering all this new content that was coming out. And so we were like, well, we can do a short nerd thing. We can call it a Nerkie. Short Nerkie. Short nerdy.
Nerd
shorts.
Quickie.
Nerd Quickie. That's what it was. I was all around it. A Nerd Quickie.
You were all up in it.
Our Nerd Quickies run longer than our regular episodes, typically by a large margin. Because once we really get into it, we really get into the detail. So if you guys are looking for a quick, short flyover thing of this episode of Loki, this ain't it, because we like to get down in the weeds. We break things down scene by scene. We go over all of it, and a lot of times we end up finding a lot of cool things that we didn't catch before. And I would like to toot our own horn. I think we found a few things that haven't been just like widely publicized that people haven't just talked about.
I agree.
We sit down and we do this. So if you guys haven't watched the episode yet and you don't want spoilers, go back, watch the episode that we're covering, and
If
then
you
come
don't
back
give
and
a
listen to
shit,
us. But make sure you come back and listen to us. That's the very important part.
tell a
Like,
friend too.
and tell a friend or two friends, and then they can tell two friends, and they tell two friends, and so on and so on and so on, just to help us out. Also, we have a Discord that you guys can join if you want to partake in the discussion of these episodes. We have a lot of channels, and not just the episodes. If there's things that that you enjoy, there's probably a channel for it. And if there's not, I'll make you a channel. Easy enough. Props.
Like we did for props. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's if you want to talk about something, that's the whole point of the show. Let's talk.
Mhm.
If you want a channel to talk about it, to express yourself, let us know.
Yep.
That's what we're here for. We're not here to judge.
And if it's kind of cool and you guys want to talk about it on the show, hit us up. We'll try to fit you in.
I mean, even we have certain limits, I guess you could say.
Well, yeah.
So is when I say everything, I'm saying everything within limits. If you want to talk about if you want us to create you a wanking it channel, Harry, then no.
No. You can come to my Discord.
Yeah, you come to Kyle's Discord. That's acceptable there.
Did you just whip out your moral compass?
I did whip out my moral compass. I whipped it out so everyone could see it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm proud of it.
It should be. It should be.
Thank you.
It's a good looking compass.
It is a good looking compass.
We should make a channel for it.
Chris's moral compass. Come see.
I'm gonna make a note. I'm gonna do that later. The room of morality. Only wholesome things.
Room of morality. Turn, turn, turn.
We should
Tell
have
us the
something
lesson
like that.
that is to be learned.
Something that is like dedicated solely to cheesy, super wholesome memes, which is a total turnaround from the memes and such channel.
Yep.
Which is not necessarily wholesome, but they're all winners.
They're all winners.
Mm-hmm.
Even Chofs.
Even Chosen. All the damn Vin Diesel memes.
He loves him some Vin Diesel, doesn't he?
Yes, he is. Well, he's like family. So
he is
Chof.
our family.
Yeah.
Chof. So what we're nerking today is Loki episode 5, the penultimate episode. We're one away from the finale, and this thing hasn't been a roller coaster. It's just been uphill for me.
Yeah, but it's been the ting 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 ting.
Yep.
Ting 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 ting.
Now we're ready for the drop off.
Ting 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 ting.
I think at the end of this,
That's where we are.
At the end of this episode, we're on the that roller coaster. I think it's in Busch Gardens. That the track, it looks like it's together, but then it splits off, and you basically hang at almost a 90-degree angle before it just drops you.
Don't know about that one.
That's on YouTube. I was looking up how to repair something, and somehow I got on roller coasters.
On roller coasters?
Yes.
I can see how that can happen.
So the Jurassic Park roller coaster looks like a lot of fun, by the way. But we are talking about episode 5, Journey into Mystery. Flash fact. Here's your first Easter egg.
Mm-hmm.
Journey into Mystery was a series of short stories, I guess you could say. It was the comic where Thor first appeared.
Okay. I'm logging into my Disney Plus right now because apparently after the reset, that's something else I didn't do.
Oh, gotcha. Well, we'll wait on Kyle for a sec here.
I had some shit happen this weekend. I had to reinstall Windows. I'm not happy about any of it.
You still look good.
Thank you.
You're pretty.
I felt better.
Everyone, let Kyle know how pretty he is, please. That'll help him feel better.
What the hell is my password?
I think it's reach around.
Hear me angrily typing in every password that I could possibly have. Oh, there it is. Okay, I got it.
There we go. Okay, there we go.
Mm-hmm. Just log in as number one cool dad here. Okay.
So there you are. So we have Loki just got pruned.
Mhm.
Sylvie was looking at Renslayer, and she said, basically, let's talk.
Pruning sounds like something that would happen like either at the beauty shop or some really sketchy hotel in Vegas. Like one of the two things. I don't know.
Renslayer?
No, pruning.
Oh, pruning?
Yeah, like
Or
get
it's
some
the
good money
worst
to get
sex
pruned.
move ever.
Yeah. Like we'll probably make a channel for that too.
Pruning?
Chose pruning channel.
Oh! That's not a bad idea.
That's the thing. I'm scared to Google it though. Like
I kind of want you to now.
pruning videos? I don't know.
I kind of
Okay, hold
want you
on.
to.
I'm gonna pull up my incognito tab. You keep on.
Okay. So we start off
Just in
by they are at, it's just a recap. Let's jump to, I still love this Marvel Studios and the Loki colors. I just think it looks really cool. So we
Okay.
are back at the TVA. We
Update.
see people.
I did look up the pruning videos. Nothing bad. It's a lot of tree trimming and some vegetable stuff. So
Okay, good.
yeah, that's safe. That's safe.
That's safe.
There's a safe
So-
word search.
We have, we're going to the, I don't know if this is the courtroom or the elevator room, the golden doors,
Golden Doors is the room where the robots were at.
where the robots are at. So
Mhm.
I saw these symbols on the elevators, a couple different things. First, I think it's like a play on the infinity symbol.
Mhm.
Next, I think it's an hourglass for time.
Mm-hmm.
And then Lily actually pointed out, she goes, I think it kind of looks like Asgardian symbols. I could see that.
I see bow ties.
I also see bow ties. I saw Doctor Who also.
Wait, is the infinity symbol a play itself on an hourglass?
I don't know.
Now that I think about it,
Maybe.
it's like an hourglass that's on its side, so the sand never moves, so it never ends. Infinity. That's kind of deep.
That's way deep. Like, I'm not supposed to be thinking this hard.
I surprised myself.
Too much math.
No, it's no math. Zero. Nothing's moving.
Mm.
That's the easiest math. It just goes on forever. You don't have to add anything else to it. There's nothing to add to. You can't take anything away from it because it's there forever. Multiplication just doesn't work.
It's still math.
Had a cool thing. Okay.
that was really good. I'll give you mad props for that.
Okay. I'll
Kyle
take it.
doesn't believe me.
I just appreciate the compliment and the attention.
You are the man.
Thank you.
How's that? You better?
I feel a little bit better.
Okay, good.
Hold on. I get a little whiskey.
I'll keep going. You pour yourself some whiskey
I'll
there.
have a glass. Son of a bitch.
Drink it out of the bottle. Be a man.
Like a real man. Hold on, goes. Okay.
I'll keep going.
Yep. You got it, buddy.
So
Oh,
we go into the inner sanctum where, this is where the time loads were. And we see the dead guards and we see one of the robots' heads laying on the ground.
Yep.
Next thing you know, we are back at the void again. The
Here's
void.
It's kind of something to think about a little bit. And correct me if I'm wrong, 'cause I'm pretty sure you're going to know this. So they refer to the robots as androids, right?
Right.
Okay. Was the term android, yes or no, coined originally in Star Wars?
I don't think it was.
You don't think it was? Okay.
I think it
Somewhere
was
in the back
coined-
of my brain, I'm thinking
I want to think
that.
it was coined by maybe Asimov or someone
Okay, that would make
Who-
sense.
who created
Anya, android word origination.
Android.
It's from
Oh,
modern
no,
Latin
we're
android.
both wrong.
It's a lot older than I
Um,
thought it was.
The term android appears in U.S. patents as early as 1863 in reference to miniature human-like toy automations. The
Mm.
term android was used in more modern sense by the French author. I'm not even going to attempt his name to butcher it so we don't lose our French audience. In his work Tomorrow's Eve in 1886, the story features an artificial human-like robot named Hadley.
Okay, well, never mind then. I got here 1837 automated chess players. Okay. Well, shit. Never mind. Where I was going with that is like, oh, Star Wars is about to be canon in the Marvel universe, but it's not. So,
Even though they do exist in the same universe, according to Marvel, or the mouse.
they exist in the same theme park.
Yeah, the
It's
same
not the
theme
same thing.
Same theme park.
Yeah.
Hey, you're not wrong.
Now, if these were all owned by Universal instead of Disney, then it'd be the same universe. Anyway, go on.
Because it's Universal.
Oh,
It took me a minute, then I go, what?
I was getting there.
Oh, that was good.
I was getting there. I'm just.
You were getting there. I'm just slow tonight.
We were working on it.
It's been a long week.
Yeah.
So we are going into the void. Like, it looks like almost like, like a helicopter or a drone shot going past these ruined buildings.
Were you like scanning the buildings for anything that you?
There's our first Easter egg.
Okay, what'd you see?
It looks like what is Stark Tower or the Avengers Tower.
Yep, it had something on the side of it though.
QENG.
Which is?
That is the company of in the future owned by Nathaniel Richards. Is it Richards or Richardson? Hold on, I got a note. That is QENG.
I went back a little bit so I could receive what you're Googling. The first building you see has to be important for some reason.
Okay, it was owned by Mr. Griffin, aka Nathaniel Richards. So that was an alternate version, Nathaniel Richards, of Kang the Conqueror. In the comics, Kang was split into alternate versions of himself, and that was one of them.
So let's look at this very first building we see when we come in, because that has to have some type of significance. They're not just going to like pop this very distinct looking building.
I thought it looked like the Watchtower from Lord of the Rings, like that they zoom in on when the orcs are riding.
It's looks like all the buildings are concentrated in one central area, like all the big buildings.
Right.
So that means, from what we find out later, like I think this is one of two things. Okay. I think this is either one world that ended up here, or one section of a world or whatever, or this is where all the larger buildings congregate to, because there's shit scattered out all over the world we see later on. But I really wonder what that first building is.
It's got to be something.
Okay, so we saw Stark Tower.
Which is not Stark Tower.
Which is not Stark Tower. Let's see, is there anything else?
Then we see this big cloud. And so,
do you know what it was when you saw it?
No. I had a theory of what it might have been. I thought it might have been the Void, which was an Avengers enemy.
Okay.
Void came from, oh God, what was his name? Hold on, I'll tell you. Robert Reynolds. Robert Reynolds was in this lab. I believe he was like an assistant to this doctor, and he was just looking to get high. He was a druggie. And so he drank this formula. What it did was immediately turned Robert Reynolds into this creature of pure malice and evil. It was all black, like tentacly looking, like a maw, called the Void. Just pure evil. And then his body created a second being to counter the Void. So he's like a split personality called the Sentry. The Sentry, whose power of 1 million exploding suns. He was basically another version of Superman.
Okay.
But they're both crazy. So I thought, oh, maybe it's the Void. Maybe they're bringing Void, and there might be the Sentry in this.
Now,
That's what I thought.
going back a little bit, what did you say Kang's alter ego name or whatever it was again?
Well, it's Mr. Griffin who owned the building, and then it's Nathaniel Richards.
Okay, because where we're paused right now, and we're pretty close to the same. I'm hoping we're synced up. On the
Not
right hand
really.
side of the screen, there's a building that's leaned off to the side, and you can see the sign on the side of the building. You see it?
No, because I think we're in different parts.
Okay, it says Nathan's.
Oh, I wonder if that's Nathan's Hot Dogs.
Yeah, I was thinking Nathan's Hot Dogs, or Nathan's short for Nathaniel.
It is. Where, like, okay, what part is that on?
Like 311.
Around there?
Yeah, right at 311.
The one with the yellow sign and the red writing?
Yeah. So you kind of zooms in down on. That's the only one I was able to make anything out on. It was right about there. And it says Nathan's.
Oh, good eye. I completely missed that. Yeah, maybe.
There's some of those. You see some of those little peacock, guinea, whatever those birds are.
I called them dodos.
I thought they were the guineas at first.
I did too until later in the episode.
And then when it started zooming in here from the distance.
Mm-hmm.
So they're at a bus stop. But from a long ways off, you could tell that it was heading towards the two round booby-shaped objects in the middle of the screen, right?
Boobs.
I thought
It does
those
look
were
like boobs.
at first I thought it was a telephone booth. And I was
Oh,
like,
yeah.
that'd be a cool little nod for some time travel stuff. But no, it's a bus stop.
It's a bus stop. A
Yeah.
booby bus stop.
Mm-hmm.
And Loki, our Loki is like, who are you? Ah, shit. Who are you people? What are we doing here?
What'd you do? Okay.
All right, we're back.
Oh, there's more city stuff on the other side of it. Okay, so it's not just concentrated into one
Oh,
thing.
it's all over.
It's massive.
Okay, so Loki is met by the gangsta Lokis. Okay. And our Loki asks, because this is really important. What is this place? Who are all of you? And old Loki goes, this is the Void. That's Aloth. Is it Aloth? Alioth? I
Alioth.
think it's Alioth. Where's lunch? Come on. Then I knew who it was.
Well, yeah, because it just told you.
Well, I don't even know what to say to that one. I mean, technically, you're right.
Got you on
And I can't really argue that.
just the look of disappointment on your face.
It was because it's like I had her revelation. And then it's like, and my pants were just pulled down in gym class again.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I'm sorry for depantsing you on the podcast.
No, it's fine. It's not the
Yeah.
first nor the last time.
Won't be. Probably not even the last one this episode.
No, and there'll be lots more depantsing.
Mhm.
So Alioth was a rival to Kang the Conqueror in the comics. So Kang went forward in time and conquered basically the 31st century, which was already decimated.
Mm-hmm.
He tried to go backwards, and he was always stopped by that guy, Alioth. I think that was the name, how you pronounced it.
Let's call him Ali.
Yeah, Ali, Prince Ali.
Mighty is he.
Ali Ababa. Genuflect. Show some respect. Eat the Loki.
See,
Yeah, there we go.
if we could have pre-screened all this, and you'd had a different song.
That's true, too.
Son of a bitch.
But they wouldn't have known who Alioth was.
Yeah, but then now we could have been like, hey, remember the thing at the beginning? There it is. Aha.
He was like kind of the conqueror of the past, and he would never let Kang get his way.
Oh.
So he kind of fought him.
Wait. We need to put a pin in that thought that he guarded the past. We need to keep a pin in that thought.
I see where you're going with that.
Yep. Save it for later.
Um,
Unless it's a loop. Okay, anyway. We'll keep on.
okay, so we have these guys over here. They tell him who he is. And as they're walking off, you can see two eyes rising from, and it looks almost like a hellhound.
Yeah. With the
And
fangs.
it kind of roars.
Not quite an alligator.
Not quite an alligator.
Which would've
We
been
already
cool.
have an alligator, or we have a crocodile already.
Oh, yeah, Croki.
Croki.
I have a theory about him.
Go for it.
So, I can remember. We said he did appear in the comics.
Yep.
They don't really explain, at least not here. I thought because, Loki can shapeshift and he has a penchant for turning into animals, usually to breed with them.
Yep.
Apparently. But, like, what if he turned into Croki in some former timeline and then he just got stuck?
Yeah,
He's-
that's entirely possible.
Like he forgot how to unturn. Or maybe he was just practicing. Like he just realized, like, ooh, I bet I can turn into an animal. And he didn't take the time to learn how to unturn.
Unturn.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that could be it. Because
Now he's
so
stuck as a crocodile.
Croki didn't exist in the comics.
Oh, that's right.
What happened was he turned Thor into a frog, and that's how we got Throg.
Oh, Throg. What was he had a full title. Or no, he had a his hammer was, it wasn't Mjolnir, it was or not Mjolnir. Meow meow. His hammer had a different name.
I can't remember what it was.
I don't remember. Throm? I don't know.
Stroganoff.
Ah, the general that led us into the first Desert War. Got you. Desert Storm.
Ah, yes,
Oh,
General
Stormin' Norman
Stroganoff.
Stroganoff.
If you think he's wrong, fight him.
Fight me.
General
Fisticuffs.
Stroganoff. Stroganoff. That was a tasty war.
It was tasty.
It was tasty. Sylvie is yelling at Renslayer, who's really behind the TVA. And Renslayer goes, I'm as in the dark as you are. Did you believe Renslayer at this point?
Not a bit.
I didn't either. I think she's a lying bitch.
Started making me wonder if she was a Loki too.
Yeah, I kind of thought that too.
Is she also a Loki?
So Sylvie goes, poor Judge Renslayer. I don't think I knew she was a judge before this.
I think it got brought up like way early on.
Did it?
Possibly.
I don't remember then.
I could be imagining things. Wouldn't be the first, but I think it did get brought up way early on.
You're probably right.
Selective memory.
She says your whole reality has been destroyed, and she's basically just grilling her. Like, how's this feel? How's it feel? And she kicks her in the arm.
Didn't she get stabbed in the arm? What happened to her arm? Something happened. So she's really like driving it home.
Yeah. I think that's later, isn't it? She's basically asking, what is this place? Renslayer's like, maybe you want the same thing. Don't you want your Loki? And she's like, how is he still alive? And she's basically, Sylvie thinks she's lying, and she points the business end of the lance at Renslayer.
The pruner.
Prunes her.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's not even prune. That's the pointy part.
That's the pointy end of the pruner. That's the pokey part, not the pruny part.
That's the pokey prune.
Yeah. Oh, give her the old pokey prune.
That's the unclogger of the pruner.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of like when you have earwax in your ears.
Yeah.
This is for the other end.
Like not your ears, but the other end, or the other end of the Q-tip.
For the prune. For your butthole. Prunes.
That's where I was thinking you were going with it.
Yeah.
I've never used a stick and or pointy shaped object. Like I've used Q-tips in my ears.
You know what? Don't you judge me.
Okay. I'm not. Each their own. I would never judge you. I'm just saying.
I've never done that either. But it makes the joke less funny.
Learn something new about you every episode.
You know what? if you have that bidet turned up high enough
Yeah,
and
so
you're sitting at the right angle,
that's a water pruner.
that is a water pruner. You feel refreshed though.
I would imagine. I
It's
wouldn't
like
know
a
because I've never
water
had a
pick
poop
for
when I've
your
been at your house.
butthole. I'm gonna get you to poop over here one of these days.
Okay.
I gotta have him over during a weekday though.
Yeah, I usually don't poop on the weekends.
Which
I don't
is
know
so
why.
weird.
Thing. Yeah, I know it's weird. Really tight schedule.
And apparently tighter sphincter.
Mhm.
Especially
Especially on the weekends.
on the weekends. At my house.
Purposes.
That's fine. I'll drink.
Drink to that.
Renslayer's just telling her, I want to know who lied to me. And Sylvie lowers the lance and she says, when we prune a branch of reality, it's impossible to destroy all its matter. So we move it to a place in the timeline where it won't continue growing. Basically, the branch timeline isn't reset. It's transferred. She's like, to where? And then we find out this void is the void at the end of time.
I'm looking back, you get these murals on the wall.
Mm-hmm.
And they're, why am I going full screen, not full screen? I was trying to pause. The one on the right, there's a lot of talk. The guy with the glasses and the stash is representation of Stan Lee, which I can see.
I could too.
But these also remind me, these murals remind me a lot of, have you ever seen the murals at Denver International Airport?
I'm sure I have. It's been a while since I've been to Denver.
They're weird. They're really freaking weird.
It's kind of like these.
It's kind of like they're weirder than these, believe it or not.
Really?
They're a lot weirder. There's like these shock trooper looking guys, and one of them's like stabbing a dove with a sword, and like a lady in a casket, and there's like AKs around. Like, it's weird.
So, okay. So look at the leftmost poster.
Mm-hmm.
The second guy. Does that look like a Perceptor from a Transformer? Like very robotic looking face, blue eyes.
Why did they have a blue guy?
I mean, does that not look like a Transformer?
Kind of. It's like almost in that style. The guys on the left for sure. Not, I mean, I know they're all the same style more or less, and they're very like comic looking.
Yeah.
The guys on the left for some reason really make me think of like early 80s animated Cobra foot soldiers and like G.I. Joe style. Yeah.
Yeah, I can see that. Actually, that does look exactly like that, doesn't it?
Knowing
maybe
is,
some slight differences, but
here,
close
1/3 of the battle. We got 3 panels.
1/3 of the battle.
What's that guy in the middle holding? Is that a lunchbox?
It looks like a TV.
Hey.
Or a microwave or a toaster oven. Maybe it's a toaster oven.
Maybe it's a toaster oven. You got weird Steve from accounting standing back there in the very back.
Yeah. Weird Steve from accounting.
Yeah. Looks like almost looks like a Renslayer.
Actually, it does, doesn't it?
Yeah, especially like at that angle, like where they're standing even. Okay, so we're at 5 minutes and 7 seconds. If you want to play along or go back and look or whatever. But it looks a lot like her. And that pose and everything.
It actually does.
Bum, bum, bum. I need that sound effect added at some point.
Yeah, that would be good to add in.
Mm-hmm.
That's freaky. Glad you pointed that out.
Mm-hmm.
You find that this is the void at the end of time where every point in existence collides and it just stops there. And she's like, why? She's like, I don't know. The dogma states that the end of time is still being written, that the timekeepers are transforming it into utopia. Sylvie's like, that's nice, super believable. Whatever.
I'm super serial, Sylvie.
Super serial, you guys.
That's totally what they're doing. They're totally making utopia.
And Renslayer's looking at her and she goes, I can help you if you trust me. And Sylvie's just looking at her, staring her down. And she hands her back her Pip-Boy. Okay. And we're back on Utopia.
Yeah.
And we see a pirate ship. And then I swear that is like the hull of the Enterprise. It's not, but I swear it is. Or it's a giant
could see it.
space booby. Maybe.
Yeah.
Hold on, wasn't that one of my talking points? I'm looking.
Grab that. Give me 1 second.
Okay. So I'll be right back. So it looks like the Enterprise to me. It's not, but they're walking. And it's hilarious because it's all the Lokis, and you see Croki just kept catching up with him.
Yeah, he's got little legs, but he moves quick.
He's a fast little fella.
Mhm.
And we get a better look at those little things right there.
Yep, they're disembodied heads.
And yeah, they are nothing what we thought it is. It's like a little. You guys know when you go to those exhibits and you see the ping pong balls on top of like the vacuum that's pushing up and it's just spinning? That's what these look like, except with like pheasant bodies.
Yeah.
And then, so this statue kind of looked like Vision to me. That giant head.
Oh, is it a bunch of statues?
Yeah, it's like a bunch of statues.
I wonder what. I can see a little vision there. I wonder what they are.
I don't know, but it kind of looked like a little bit to me like Vision.
They all look alike, though.
And like Loki's finally stops all the Lokis and it's like, it's been a very, long trying couple days. He's like, what is it, months? I was in New York. And he's like, I'm surrounded by variants of myself plus an alligator, which sadly I didn't find all that strange. And now we're running from God knows what. And he's like, I need to find my way back to the TVA. And then Kid Loki looks back because you see like kind of Ollie, like, I guess growling would be the best word. You don't hear growling, but like lights up,
Yeah,
like thunder.
He's getting
in a cloud.
energized.
And he pulls out this dagger, which it's different than our Loki has the twin daggers he fights with.
Yeah, I think this one's a little bigger.
I think this is a short sword.
Yeah.
It's like Sting size.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is big for a hobbit.
Which is very big for a hobbit.
Normal size for a kid.
But I don't know. It was just really cool to see how much bigger his was than our Loki.
Yeah. Our Loki had 2, though.
He did have 2. That's a talent.
Mm-hmm.
It says, stop wailing or you will signal Alioth. And he's like, you mean the monster in the sky? And he puts the dagger up, Kid Loki, and he helps him up. Our Loki. This place is where the TVA dumps its rubbish, everything that they prune. And Alioth, he ensures none of it ever returns, which means then boastful Loki, that was Loki.
Mm-hmm.
So we were technically right.
Yeah,
Calling him Loki. We were just calling him Black Loki. Loki, but it's boastful Loki. It's a living tempest that consumes matter and energy. He says they send entire realities here. They're gone. And old Loki's like, we're in a shark tank. That thing's the shark. And then we cut to Croki. And he just kind of looks at the camera. And old Loki goes, there's no such thing as an alligator tank. So apparently old Loki can talk to Croki.
And he's like the Dr. Doolittle of Lokis.
Yeah.
Like a Dr. Doloki.
Dr. Doloki.
Mm-hmm.
And old Loki goes, he's oversensitized like the rest of us. Which means, he's saying all Lokis are oversensitive.
I can see
Our
that.
Loki goes, hang on. That thing's a Loki too? He's like, yeah. He's like, okay, fine. Willing to accept that. Why are there so many of you? Because Loki survived. That's just what we do. What Loki has said time and time and time again throughout this show.
Mm-hmm.
We're Lokis. We survive.
Yep.
And old Loki's explaining, we were arrested by the TVA and pruned. He's like, and just like you, we all stood around making bad plans that went nowhere. So
And brings it like, well, we just get a temp pad.
yep.
That's
And
easy
they're all
enough.
just cracking up.
Oh,
and-
boastful Loki.
And Loki's like, they don't care what happens here. Kid Loki's like, we're done talking. Let's go. Just do what you want. And he walks off, and the other two follow him.
They found a good physical match for Kid Loki to him, I think,
Yeah.
too. I know we said this about Sylvie also, but Kid Loki's spot on.
Yeah, he is.
So they got, that's a pile of lunch trays.
Is it really? It is.
Why?
It looked like giant Legos.
It's a bunch of lunch trays. Why would that-
Loki's following after them near Mount Lunch Tray. It's
Like-
like, why do you wear the horns? You let a child command you. And old Loki goes, you'll do well to respect the boy. He goes, this is his kingdom. And old Loki goes, right. What was your Nexus event, Your Majesty? Kid Loki comes up and just matter-of-factly gets in his face and says, I killed Thor. The only Loki to kill Thor that we know of.
Mhm.
And he was just a child.
Well, he's looking
And
at like, what?
instantly-
You want to fight about it,
Yeah. Well, instantly you
go?
see
old
our
man?
Loki he's speechless. How often do you see that?
Not often. More so lately. He's in a little bit more shock of things and a little bit more humble. But
Boastful Loki just cracks up. Okay. So right after this scene is our next Easter egg.
what'd you see?
How did you not see this? Okay, are you at the hills now?
Yeah.
Look on the bottom left. That's Yellow Jacket's helmet from Ant-Man.
Oh yeah. So
He got trapped in the quantum verse, if you remember.
wait a
And that
tick.
thing became huge. He was miniaturized
So we had a theory that the TVA was
in the quantum verse.
in the quantum realm. So could this also be in the quantum realm? And there's just like little tidbits of things left here and there.
It could be, or this is just something that got, I don't know. But yeah, I mean, look at it. That's Yellow Jacket's helmet.
Uh-huh.
Just a cool little tidbit.
The void is very lush and green.
It is. I want to kind of visit the void, besides getting eaten.
Oh, here's the
Okay.
next thing.
Next Easter egg. We see a yellow and black helicopter
Mhm.
with Thanos written on it.
Yep.
Thanos in, I think it was Amazing Spider-Man in the comics, actually flew that around.
Why did he need a helicopter?
I don't know. This is like the 60s or 70s.
That's probably why
or
it got
something.
pruned. Like, this doesn't make any sense.
You're huge. Why are you in this helicopter? Damn you.
Mhm.
But yeah, so
Pretty
he
terrible
actually
on
flew
fuel
that
efficiency.
around.
You know that son of a bitch was heavy.
Yes. Yes. Yeah. I mean, there's another Easter egg for you. Thanos in
No
the comics
physicist,
used to
but I'm
fly this
gonna
around.
assume. Yeah. Then there's a bomb. Bomb.
And they go into a bomb shelter.
It's
And
a great place to
then-
have next to your bomb. If you want to have a bomb, have a shelter right there nearby.
Why not?
There's another lunch tray. More lunch trays.
Which just shows the TVA, I think, just throws their garbage out here.
Okay.
Because then we see Meow Meow.
Yep.
And then we see something in a little jar. When it's paused, you can see it very, very carefully. It took me
Okay.
a couple goes.
I tried to pause it. I never could get it right before.
Right. In the jar, you see this little thing jumping to get to Meow Meow. So you assume it's Thor.
But it's not.
But it is.
But it is, but it's not. But
What
it
is it,
is.
Kyle?
That's Frog Thor
Throg.
Throg.
Yeah, it's Throg. If you pause it at just the right moment, 9:10, you get a really good look at him. It's little Thor with the little helmet and the cape.
It sure is. Look at him. Little
That
frog.
little fella.
A little fella trapped in a jar.
Thor's greatest weakness,
Mhm.
glass.
So they're in now
It's like a doomsday bunker.
/ bowling alley.
Yeah.
I mean, could be worse. I mean, you got stuff to do there. You can bowl,
It
or you
could be a
can
lot worse.
bowl.
Well, and then you see like the Loki's throne. You see a big L above it.
Mm-hmm.
And candy canes.
Candy cane.
Next thing you know, we're back at the TVA. Sylvie's sitting there watching, and Miss Minutes is talking to Renslayer. And she's looking up all the stuff like the beginning of the TVA. She's like, what about the end of time?
I don't trust that little clock.
I don't either. She's like, look this up. And Renslayer just nods, do it. And she's hiding in the shadow of apocalypses. It scared me from the TVA because I couldn't create a diverging branch there, right? And Renslayer's just like, uh-huh. So if all of this is still being written, whatever happens is just a new timeline. It would be impossible to start a Nexus event there. You could be completely undetectable. It's
God,
like, how do we get
played her so
past
hard?
it? She really did. And she asked, how do we get past the void? So Sylvie's plotting something.
Uh-huh.
She is hardcore plotting something.
I still don't trust Renslayer at this point. I didn't trust her from the beginning of this whole exchange.
Nope, I didn't either. She's like, there's nothing for the, nothing for the Pip-Boy to lock onto. And she's like, so we go through it. And Miss Minutes like, what? Wait about the Void spacecraft. And she's like, yeah, the prototype? She's like, great, I'll get the file. And she's like, it's a spaceship designed to withstand the Void, basically. It could take us to the end of time, find Loki, find the man behind the curtain, and kill him together. And Renslayer holds out her hand. And Sylvie just begrudgingly takes it and shakes it. And Renslayer goes to go back, and Sylvie holds her hand. She's like, Miss Minutes, where are the files on the Voidcraft?
Mm-hmm.
And Miss Minutes goes, still looking, hon.
Just looking for it, darling. Don't worry about it.
She's like, nothing? Buried pretty deep. And Miss Minutes looks very worried.
As does Renslayer.
Uh-huh. Renslayer looks extremely nervous. She's like, it's buried super deep. I might not even have clearance. And she's like, oh, you would if it's real. She's like, how long? And Miss Minutes like, any second now. And in pops these aren't hunters, I guess. These are just guards.
Just Minutemens.
Mm-hmm. And
She used
Renslayer's
a
like,
sneaky code word on her Void spacecraft thing.
that's her code word.
It had to be. That's what they had. They had to
That's her
have some
safe
type
word.
of, methods or protocols in place that if she gave, told her, said this specific phrase, it means to call for help to come here.
Right.
And I bet that's what it was. That was her distress signal, was the Void spacecraft.
Yeah, could have been.
Yep.
That's what we're going with.
Because Miss Minutes knew exactly what was going on. She wasn't looking for no damn spaceship.
No, she was just spinning her mouse wheel was all she was doing.
Stalling for time. Ooh.
And
in the TVA.
In the TVA. And then they're just sitting there going, Renslayer's like, why don't you just give up and why don't you come back out and we can talk about it? And she's Sylvie's like, oh, is Renslayer feeling betrayed by her precious TVA? And she's like, sure, just tell everyone else to piss off and we can settle this between us.
Yeah.
It's like, works for me. And she points or nods and they all start moving forward. She goes, tell you what, you come out with your heads up and I'll put you in a time loop. And Renslayer looks something not so bad. You can live out your days in a good memory. And she's just like, she looked very smug at this point. Renslayer did.
Like, do you have any good memories? Sylvie says just one.
Notice Sylvie was playing with this. Did that retract?
No, I don't
just
think
the
so.
light. I think it's
just the light.
Sylvie's like, I don't think so. And she activates the pruner. And she stands up, and I'm disappointed she didn't yell, because then she points at it herself, and
Went full Harry Carey.
she really did. She pruned herself, and Renslayer just looked shocked, and annoyed. I think more annoyed.
Yeah, she's like, damn it.
This guy goes, she self-pruned. Renslayer's like, good. Then she's dead too. She walks off. Okay. Flash fact. We're back in the bunker, and we see Roxy wine. You know why that's important?
It's from Roxcorp. It's the Mega Mall superstore that sells 30-year-old tech.
Yep, the Megalomart.
Yep.
So
If you still want a 1080p computer monitor in the year 2056, that's where you go. In the future.
In the year 2000.
Is that, what's that on the table next to you? Is that a Schlitz? They got beer?
It kind of looks like Schlitz, doesn't it?
It looks like a Schlitz. They left their Schlitz laying out.
And I see a tap for a keg.
And a couple of them.
Yeah.
So they got beer.
They've got it made, besides the threat of never existing.
Yeah, they got some wine.
You hear music, and then you see Croki in a little kid wading pool with wine being thrown in, dripped into his mouth.
Yeah, it was nice of him to do that.
It was. And then both Loki's like, and then after I vanquished Captain America and Iron Man, I claim my prize, all 6 Infinity Stones. Croki just kind of growls at him. He's like, that's alligator for growling and saying liar at the same time. And he's like, at least my Nexus event wasn't eating the wrong neighbor's cat. And then Croki jumps out and attacks him and goes to bite him. Kid Loki's sitting on the throne.
Just like this struggle fight between all of them, like little small Loki brawl with the gator. And I'm gonna look that up.
Another flash fact. We see a video game behind them.
Yeah, I was just looking at that.
Polybus. That was a nod to, I can't remember. Let me look at my notes. Unless you have it.
I was getting ready to look it up. The Urban Legend game. It's the Urban Legend game. Arcade machine from the 1980s that seems to exist solely as an urban legend. Oh, shadowy governments were, the rumor is the conspiracy is shadowy governments were using these machines as part of an experiment on players, and all evidence of the game's existence was subsequently destroyed. They're still in the void.
Yeah. But it was something, I forget, there's something behind that game. And Kid Loki's like, tell them your story, Loki. He's like, no one wants to hear about it. And our Loki's like, I would actually. I've just been wondering because he says, well, we're supposed to die, right? Thanos kills us after Ragnarok. And Loki goes, Thanos? Old Loki. It's cup down. And he's like, in my timeline, everything proceeded correctly my entire life until Thanos attacked our ship. So it's the same. So you didn't try to stab me? He goes, certainly not. Take no offense, my friends, but blades are worthless in the face of a Loki sorcery. They stunt our magical potential. And Loki's like, but they look awesome. He's like, oh yes, especially when they clatter to the ground just before your neck is snapped. He said, I cast a projection of myself so real, even the Mad Titan believed it. Then hid in inanimate debris. So, flash fact, that's another theory people have had, that Loki didn't actually die.
Yeah.
In Infinity War, that he created a double that was so realistic, Thanos thought he killed him because that's Loki's thing.
Well, and see, this would
have tied into that.
Well, this would give them the ability to say that's what happened. Like
So-
if this is our timeline Loki that we've been watching this whole time, and everything goes back to semi-normal somehow over the course of everything, then he just learned this trick and he's still alive.
Right. So he said, after my death, I floated in space, away from Thor, away from everything. Thought about the universe and my place in it, and it occurred to me that everywhere I went, only pain followed. So this is a self-realization, Loki.
Mhm.
Like, I removed myself, landed on a remote planet, and stayed there in solitude and isolation for a long, long time. It's kind of tragic.
A little bit.
He's like, how did the TVA find you? He's like, I got lonely. And he's like, tell the truth, I missed my brother and wondered if he missed me, if anyone else did. As soon as I took my first step to getting off the planet is when the TVA got him and pruned him. Because we, my friends, have but one part to play. The God of Outcasts. There's another Easter egg.
Outcasts?
The God of Outcasts.
Oh, God of Outcasts. I thought we were talking about the late 90s, early 2000s hip-hop band.
No.
Outcast.
Hey, nah. Hey.
Sorry, Miss Loki.
There was a Loki series in 2015 where Loki said, I am Loki, God of Outcasts. So this was taken straight from the comic.
Oh, okay. Now I get it.
Hold on. Here it is. Polybus. I knew I had it somewhere. An urban legend says that the arcade game hypnotized players before they were all mysteriously pulled from the market. Apparently, the TVA might be responsible for the real life mystery. So that was a real game.
Supposedly.
That's
the conspiracy theory. It's just this like urban legend that it existed.
I bet it did. I wanted it to.
I bet the Russians made it. Cold War era.
With strong Russian turnips.
Mm-hmm.
Because why not?
Because why not?
So that was coined there. You know, they drink up. He's like, the God of Outcasts. Another flash fact right there. When we get to, you know, Kid Loki and Bloki both hold up their drinks.
Mm-hmm.
Kid Loki is drinking a high C. That's the thing you see at first. But if you pause it, you see Slimer on there. That's an ecto cooler, my friends. It was green. I remember I used to drink those. That was released in conjunction with the Real Ghostbusters TV series. You look like you have something to say.
Well, I'm thinking back. I'm trying to remember if I actually talked about this or not. Because we're talking about Ghostbusters. A little thought that came to
Just
mind.
mention it.
I can't remember if I talked
This
about
is
it
the first time hearing
posted
it. They don't know.
on Facebook. Okay, so the guy, I can't remember all the names, but the guy that voiced Peter Venkman in the Real Ghostbusters
Okay.
also voiced Garfield.
Oh, he did, didn't he?
Okay. Then Bill Murray goes on to play Peter Venkman. Or no, Bill Murray played Peter Venkman. Then
First.
the cartoon version of Ghostbusters came out. I forgot the guy's name.
I'm looking it up right now. You keep going.
Voiced Peter Venkman.
Maurice LaMarche was Spangler. You're going to kick yourself for this. So Frank Welker is Ray, right? Frank Welker, you'll know as Megatron. Very famous voice actor.
Okay. I'm not going to look it up, so I'll have to kick myself when you tell me.
So at first it was Lorenzo Music.
Okay. That played Venkman?
He was he was from 86 to 87.
Okay.
That was Garfield.
Yep. He also did Garfield.
Mm-hmm.
So
the second guy who played him was Let Me Holla, Girl. Let Me Holla. No Scrubs, man.
Oh, Dave Coulier.
Hit him up style. Yeah. Dave
Okay.
Coulier was Peter
Well,
Venkman from
Dave Coulier is not
87
who I was
to
thinking of.
91.
The first guy, what was his name again?
Lorenzo Music.
So Lorenzo plays Peter Venkman in the cartoon, then goes on to voice Garfield in Garfield and Friends, one of my favorite Saturday morning cartoon shows
I
growing
love
up.
that one. I liked Real Ghostbusters too.
And then the live action Garfield movie comes out many years later. Who voiced Garfield?
Lorenzo Music.
No, in the live
No.
action one.
Oh, Bill Murray.
Bum, bum, bum. Full
It's all
circle.
full circle. Yeah.
That's my favorite little bit of nerd trivia that I like to I know and occasionally throw out.
He was also in Tailspin.
Woo!
And the Gummy Bears. Jesus, he did a lot.
Gummy bears are awesome.
I love Gummy Bears.
Gummy bears.
Okay. Who played
bouncing here
Winston
and there
in the
and
show?
Everywhere. I can't remember if you were playing with us that night.
I was, remember? And it was Harry was saying he hated Gummy Bears.
Mm-hmm.
And Harry's wrong.
Harry is wrong.
Because that's one of the greatest shows ever.
Yep.
They are the Gummy Bears. Do 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 do.
One of the greatest theme songs ever, too. Like, instantly recognizable if you were born anytime before, like, 85.
Part of the mystery. That is the secret of gummy berry juice. I love
You remember
that
a lot
song.
more of it than I do, though.
I love that song. The guy who played Winston was Arsenio Hall.
I didn't know that. I just need to look these things up.
So,
Good
and
for
then
him.
2 people played Janine. So, yeah,
Janine was the secretary, right?
right.
Wow.
There was quite a few famous people in this, but
She
yeah,
seemed very promiscuous in that cartoon.
actually she did, didn't she? For
Yeah.
a cartoon.
For a Saturday morning cartoon, that was a thirsty lady.
She was thirsty.
Mm-hmm.
Good for her.
Peter. That's a terrible
Oh,
impersonation.
Egon.
There it is. There it is.
So, yeah. So that was our. If this is your first time listening to us, we do this all the time, but we
A lot.
eventually come back.
Yeah, it probably won't be the last time this episode.
No, but now you know about the real Ghostbusters and Garfield
And
You're
Arsenio
welcome.
Hall.
and
Yep.
um
Uncle Joey.
Uncle Joey. Holla back. Let me holla at you, girl.
Mm-hmm.
So
And we're back in Loki.
we're back in our Loki, and our Loki's like, I'm going. Why we keep having to say our Loki?
Mm.
He's like,
Well, it
I'm
helps
going
keep
out of this
things straight.
place. And they said, you won't do it either. You'll be murdered. He's like, that was my destiny to begin with. Kid Loki goes, you're different. He's like, no, I'm not. You see, I'm the same, really. I'm the same as all of you. Have you met a woman variant of us? And old Loki's like, sounds terrifying. He's like, oh, she is. But that's what I kind of like about her. She's different. She's not trying to take over the TVA. She's trying to take it down.
Mm-hmm. What's with the little shop of horror plants like sprouting up behind them? I mean, I know they're plastic. What theme is that even for a bowling alley?
Feed me, Seymour.
Oh my God, that was spot on.
Was it Audrey? It was Audrey 2, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I believe was the name of the plant. Audrey 2.
Because Audrey was his.
It was the girl that
Yeah.
he had the crush on that was dating the dentist.
Mhm.
I thought it kind of like, that Day of the Tentacle game I played?
Yes, I
It
see
kind
it
of looks
now.
like Green Tentacle.
Mhm.
But yeah, it's kind of a funky plant. It's like the worst cucumber plant ever.
Yeah. It's very Poison Ivy from
Batman.
Batman and Robin.
It really is, isn't it?
Yeah.
Uma Oprah.
Probably one of the best cast Batman movies that just was It was what it was.
It was what it was. Hey, everybody, chill out.
God,
Arnold is Mr. Freeze.
so much star power.
And I believe that was the one with Chris McDonald in it as
Chris
Robin.
O'Donnell.
And George Clooney was Batman, and that was the nipple
It was the nipple suit.
costumes. Yep, the nipple suits.
Yeah, because your armor should be,
Nipple-rific.
Yeah, nipple-rific.
So, God, that one was so bad.
It was. Holy rusted metal, Batman. What? Metal, it's rusty and full of holes.
And so is the plot of this movie.
Ah, so bad. I might watch that again tonight.
Actually, that's a good idea.
Mhm.
You said it's a living thing. You said it's a shark. Well, if it lives, it dies. He's making a point. He's like, I think we can build this. I'm going to kill the shark. I'm going to kill Ali, and I can use all the help I could get. And then he, holds his hands out. He's like, yeah. And they're all looking serious. And then they just start cracking up.
Mm-hmm.
And old Loki's like throws himself in the chair. Kid Loki's laughing.
Croki gives me a little sideways look.
The side eye.
Mhm.
And they're just cracking up. And our Loki's like, I don't need you guys. Screw you guys. Home.
I really hope that this somehow branches off into somehow in Multiverse of Madness, where there is a timeline that Croki is actually the hero and kills Thanos.
That would
think
be
he could.
awesome. By
could
biting his big
gauntlet
purple
off.
nutsack chin.
Or that. That would be even funnier. Could you imagine, like, the fight's about to go down, and then Croki just like launches out at Thanos' junk and then hangs on, and Thanos is trying to swing him off. All like,
And he's doing a helicopter with Croki.
Woo!
Would that be a dingle Croki?
It'd be more like a dongle Croki.
A dongle Croki.
Yeah. Gives Thanos the old Prince Albert. Ow.
Do you have a Croki in a can?
Let him out.
Like,
Not
let him
that
out.
Prince Albert. Anyway.
And if you guys aren't, if this is your first time joining us, Kyle and I think we're very funny, even if no one else does. And we laugh at each other a lot because, damn it, someone has to. And Kyle
made my night. I
genuinely
feel good.
cracks me up.
I feel good now.
So, don't tell him I said that.
What'd you say?
Exactly.
I was reaching for my bottle of whiskey.
Your bottle of whiskey?
A whiskey.
Your whiskey. Are you just drinking it? Did you find a cup?
No, I've been sitting here the whole time. Well, I had to go up. When I left earlier, I should have got a cup then.
Do I need to buy you a cup?
I have cups. I have
You know what? You know what? I can have Lily do. I can have her make you a
You know what? Hang on.
Yeti EGTN one. Actually, I'm going to have her do that. I'm going to get you a Yeti that's an EGTN one, and it just has my face on it.
So quit harassing me. I want this open.
Is that flask clean?
I think so.
Oh, shit, dude.
I don't know. We're not going to be able to find out because I can't get the thing open, so I'm going to guess maybe not. Oh, there's something in it. Never mind.
If that's whiskey, that could be like 200 years old.
Could be.
Be good whiskey.
Good whiskey. I'll just stay over there. I'll get something to open it up. No, I don't have a glass in here, but I do possess drinkware.
Do you? Okay.
Mm-hmm. And whiskey glasses.
And whiskey.
Mm-hmm. They're just not back here with me.
So we have the it looks like Oscar the Grouch's garbage can lid from this angle, from where I have it paused. Does it not?
What if Oscar's a Loki variant?
That would be awesome.
He's green. He's always up to mischief.
He is always up to mischief. He's like, and I'm a terrible person.
Yeah.
God, that would be kind of cool. He would terrorize Sesame Street.
Yeah.
Anyone from the children's, what is it? The Children's Workshop?
I think they're owned by
Workshop?
HBO now.
Um,
I'm pretty sure all the new Sesame Streets come on HBO.
yeah, they do. We watch them once in a while.
If you had told me that 25 years ago, I wouldn't have believed it.
No.
Really
Me
watch
neither.
Sesame Street. Well, you gotta get HBO.
And now they
I
have a
thought
big
that was
budget.
we only watched that on
Well,
the
okay.
fuzzy channel with the sharpness turned all the way down
So,
after
like-
11 o'clock at night.
Is that a boob? No, that's Oscar.
The taxi cab show.
I think that's a. It's.
Man.
I don't know, something about a bus and like they play drums on it. They bang
No,
drums
it's a
or
different
something.
one. That's the. I think that was the evolution.
Oh, was the
Okay.
evolution?
I mean,
And then something about a boat and someone stabbing someone. I believe he was a captain. Don't act like you don't know what I'm talking about.
trying
we
to piece
all
it
saw it
together.
in college.
oh, okay, yeah. It's where he was driving the boat.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Gotcha.
Yep. I'll tell you the name of it if you can't remember after the show.
Well, I think we're thinking about the same one.
We are.
There's some like Baywatch stuff involved.
Kinda.
Drummer. Yeah. Okay.
Yep. So
Impressive.
our Loki is going out of the bunker and he opens it and he is surrounded by Lokis. And flash fact.
Okay.
Do you know who the Loki in the middle is?
That's President Loki.
That is President Loki. He is dressed like a president. He has a Loki for president. If you look to the left of him, there is a Loki who is like homemade costume Loki.
It makes me
Because he's
think.
wearing a helmet, like a bike helmet with like bicycle handles as the horns.
What was his name from Independence Day that flew the?
Oh, was it Randy Quaid's character?
Yeah, he kind of looks like Randy Quaid's character a little bit. Like, I Loki.
What was his name?
I Mischief.
And
I
then
I
we
don't
have,
remember.
and then if you look at his weapon, it's totally homemade. It's like nails on little wheels and stuff.
It's kind of cool looking.
Yeah. Then you've got like Comrade Loki over there with like wearing the guerrilla tactics.
Who also looks like a Randy Quaid character.
He does. And then he does,
looks
doesn't
like,
he?
Uncle
Eddie.
Uncle Eddie. Oh my God! All the
Loki's-
Lokis are Randy Quaid.
Loki's full.
Loki's full. Bunker's
Loki's
full.
full. Okay, the one on the very left looks kind of cool. Like he's like a superhero. He's got like the mask and then like the little cloth
One
around
with
his
the
head.
blue hood or the
Green-
one that has the
it's a
horns
green
coming
hood.
through the hood.
It's very top left. Like he's kind of away from everyone.
We got Coolio Loki. Instead of having horns, he's got the awesome
That is
hair.
Coolio Loki.
Yeah.
Slide,
Now, okay,
slide,
I had to
slippity
look something
slide.
up because to the right, his right, okay, between Uncle Eddie and Coolio Loki.
Is that prison Loki?
Well, with the you see the visor and the color, and like I had to look it up, and I
Like gay Loki?
I
guess that wouldn't be gay because Loki's
is that
fluid.
is that a woman though? Is that a female Loki? Is that another female? Or is that a dude?
No, I think that's a male because they said he's only encountered one like they said they've never encountered another female Loki.
Well, they may never have ran into this one.
But they have. They knew who this gang is.
Okay, because I thought because it was quick and look, and I paused and I had to look up to see if Tank Girl was Marvel property or not.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that's Tekashi 6ix9ine Loki. Or Lil Pump Loki.
Just little Loki.
It's Lil Loki.
Mm-hmm.
And then you've got Asian rapper Loki,
Yeah.
the very far right. So I was going to go with it's Coolio Loki. I was going to say it's Pippi Loki.
No, that's straight
Pippi
up
Long
Coolio
Loki. Then it looks like we got a War Loki,
Yeah.
Soldier Loki,
Old Loki.
Loki.
And see, we saw this gang in the previews, right?
Yep.
Okay.
I think we did. I like Loki's just like kind of, shit. He's like, this is a nightmare.
All the Lokis.
All the Lokis. Next thing you know, Sylvie is waking up in a giant bird's nest. It's made out
Apparently.
of sticks and stuff, and like looks like almost jelly beans, but like there's eggs all around
It
it.
is a bird's nest. I didn't catch that.
I want to know what
laid those
reality
eggs?
this is from.
What the
And
hell
one of the
laid
eggs
those eggs?
hatched. It was big, whatever it was. I wonder if that's Jurassic Loki.
It could be like little
Pteranodon
Yoshis
Loki.
that came out of there. Little Loki
Whoop.
Yoshis.
Whoop whoop.
Okay, what did the side of the bus say? Hold on, let's go back real quick.
School bus.
No, that's the front of the bus. The side of the bus, something.
Something dark side.
It starts with an S
I can't see it.
on the left. Okay.
I can see it, but it's too small. It says district.
Something
Districts-
district. On the left side, it's STA.
It's covered by the damn bush.
Son of a bitch, what is it?
Stan.
Stan
Stan?
District. Sure.
Dear Stan, I'm writing you today because I hear you're a Loki. I'm a Loki too.
Maybe one of your best ones yet.
Thanks.
Oh, this is right here where we have it paused. If you're at the same spot I am, this is our title screen.
Where she's reading it.
No. Where she was flying through the air. It was very
Oh yeah,
stylized.
I think I know which one you're talking. So we see Allie descend down onto the bus,
Mhm.
and it's chasing her. And then there, I think, yeah, that spot right there.
Yeah.
She's running, and then it does the slow-mo thing where she's jumping over this car.
What?
And she's
In
using
the
her
bus?
enchantment
Like
right there.
yeah,
Okay. Yeah.
That's-
That's a great picture.
that's the money shot right there.
Good call on that.
Mhm.
That's so money you don't even know
You guys
it.
know what we're doing. Chris does a screen grab for every episode that we do, and we just found a cool scene at 18 minutes and 11 seconds. We still have a lot of this show left to go.
Yes, we do.
We're making it though.
So she's she's basically grabbing onto one of the tendrils
Mhm.
that's going for her, and she's reading its mind.
Yep.
So this tells us that Ollie is sentient,
Mhm.
which we didn't know. You know, if it was a mindless creature or whatnot. But I keep trying to hit pause, but I keep hitting back.
I'm trying to catch that building that it is. Oh, did you get the picture?
Yeah, I got the picture. Okay, so we see a rock at first.
Yep.
And then we see what looks like something is floating, a castle floating on a rock.
Is that the building from the very beginning? That I
Nope.
thought it must have significance.
No,
Ah, damn it.
because you go up and then it goes into the building, and then you see the Eye of Sauron.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And at this point, I had figured that. Remember how she kept saying there must be something beyond the end of time? I'm like, okay, this must be what's beyond the end of time.
You think that's the utopia?
No, I think that's where our big bad is, our mastermind.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean,
So-
I was doing air quotes for the people that
Oh,
are just
air
listening.
quote.
The utopia.
The utopia, yes.
Lasers.
The laser.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, you're right. I'm with you. Nod, nod, nudge, nudge, wink, wink.
Nudge, nudge, wink, wink.
Sylvie's running, and then you see this car driving up, and this car honk at her,
Oh yeah, she's at a drive-in theater.
and she's
She's
running.
at
Oh,
a
she is,
drive-in
isn't she?
theater. What? Can we see what's playing? I'm gonna try to pause it
wish.
just right, because there's a point where you can see the marquee.
Oh, right there. I can't read that.
Please
Please be
open
end of
Wednesdays.
days.
Oswald and the Martian.
Oh, really?
Right?
That's a throwback. That's an Easter egg.
Wrightville Theater? What's Wrightville in Marvel lore?
I don't know what Wrightville is. So Oswald and the Martian, that's in the Disney vault.
Okay.
That is when we did our Disney episode, which we haven't released yet, that we're saving that for a rainy day, by the way. Oswald was probably one of the earliest characters Walt created. Oswald the Lucky Rabbit.
Oh.
And he was he was in like, I don't know, a couple dozen, 1-2 dozen animated films, short films that were in theaters.
I wonder if there's something. Okay, so I'm looking up because you can see it says Wrightsville Theater. In the last episode, we didn't catch this. 8-minute mark, you would have missed a subtle reference to a local disaster. In the 4th episode, Nexus event, computer screen displays a reference to Wrightsville, Pennsylvania, with the date 1832-0106. Context of the scenes. The Time Variance Authority searches different timelines to find the title role of a show that has escaped to another world timeline. So this is the second time Wrightsville, Pennsylvania has come up.
Okay.
And it says something else too, and I can't make it out. Something in the middle.
That's all I could really see.
Okay.
But yeah, that's what Oswald was like. I don't remember about this one. Like, there one of the shorts, he got kicked by like a honey badger or something, that he ended up going into space.
Oh, honey badger don't.
Honey badger don't like no Oswald.
Mm-mm.
That's nasty.
She gets picked up by
A
Mobius.
pizza. So it's called Skinny Pizza. It's got a giant pizza on there.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that this is a nod to Toy Story.
I thought so. Pizza
Because
Planet.
what is it? It's Pizza Overlord, isn't it? What's
Well,
the name of the thing?
it's
place?
Pizza Planet.
Pizza Planet. They always have a Pizza Planet, like same colors and stuff.
Mhm.
And so I think this is kind of a nod to Toy Story.
Where the delivery car is in
Yeah.
all the Pixar stuff. Yeah.
So she hops in, and lo and behold, who is it, Kyle?
Mobius.
And flash fact, here's your next Easter egg. If you look in the car, you see the dancing hula girl.
Mhm.
We've seen that 2 other times before. Well, we've seen that in Toy Story.
Mm-hmm.
But do you know the other 2 times we saw it?
I'm thinking it was in a Thor movie. Was it in a Thor movie?
It might have been. I'm thinking of TV shows.
Like Marvel TV shows?
Uh-huh.
So there's only 2 other ones.
Think of one that's not canon right now, too.
Well, that would be one of the ones that I haven't watched.
Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Yeah.
So in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., one of them drove around with a hula girl. I think it was Daisy. The other was WandaVision when Jimmy and Darcy stole the ice cream truck.
Oh, yeah.
And there was the dancing hula girl.
Yep.
Flashback.
Forgot about that.
Yay!
Yeah, Chris, good stuff. Good stuff. It's good stuff.
Good stuffs. And then I'm trying to see.
It looked like a Golden Gate Bridge in the background.
It did. There was something I didn't know what it was, so I had to look it up. You might be able to find it.
There's
here.
a Sphinx.
There's a Sphinx. The lights, and there's Stonehenge.
I don't think that's Stonehenge.
You don't think so?
That's some Greek building. Crap.
There's
But
the
no, that's-
pyramid.
I don't think that's Stonehenge.
But they're being chased.
So they pruned a Sphinx? Sons of bitches.
And then we're back in Loki land
Mhm.
with President Loki grinning really shitty. And cousin Loki's flanking him, and
Darth
really
Helmet, Loki.
like, is this another? That's another, like, not even steampunk Loki. He's like another
He's got a band of Mad Max Lokis.
He really does. Is that like forks sticking out of that Loki's head?
Mm-hmm. Just walk away.
Just walk away. Jimmy Woo Loki's back there, and then you called him Coolio Loki.
Dude, look at the hair.
He really
That's
is.
freaking sweet. I wish my hair could do that. I wish I had enough hair to be able to do that.
And then, is that goth Loki in the back? You could do it with your beard.
Well, I could, but then be like way.
Do it. Do it for a stream.
What? Part it?
Like part it and like get
It's
like
not-
something so it sticks up like
It's
that.
not long enough to go all the way to the top of my head, though.
Well, it doesn't have to go to the top of your head.
Like I could do
Just
like
kind of make Loki horns with it. You could be Kyle Loki. K Loki. Yeah,
do
like
that.
Do it.
You guys that aren't watching the YouTube video are really missing out on some personal grooming things.
Or you know what? Watch his stream this weekend.
Now it looks like I just got a butt in my beard. Just like the crack right down the middle.
Butt beard. He's got anal dreads.
The old butt beard. I don't know. This could be a thing, though.
Actually, that kind of looks kind of cool.
It does kind of look kind of cool.
Actually, it does look kind of cool.
All right, we're going back.
Oh, so another flash fact too. I read about this.
All right.
They think that they might have introduced Thanos' brother already in this series, and he might be
Steve?
a prison. He might be Steve. He might be a prisoner of the TVA, quite possibly. That's why we haven't seen him. So
What's his brother's
Thanos
name?
was huge and purple.
Mm-hmm.
They're both Eternals. They're Titans. They're because they're from Titan. And they mention them, but it got overshadowed by the vampire line.
Tell me more.
His brother was Star Fox. I think it was
The
I think his
space
name was Star
pilot?
Fox. No, yes, and he had a friend. He had a little compatriot that went.
Do a barrel roll.
Do a barrel roll, Fox. And he had this damn thing named Peppy that followed him around. Not Pep, not Pep Pep,
Not pee-pee.
not PP,
Peppy.
Peppy. But he they think they were the only two survivors. All their people died, and they're Eternals, which that's tying into the Eternals movie in November.
Okay.
His brother, okay, so Thanos was huge and purple and looked the way he did because he had the deviant gene.
Okay.
All the rest of the Eternals kind of look like us. And I think his name was Star Fox. Let me look.
I like Steve. I'd
we
love
can
to
call him
see
Steve.
like a super villain with just a very unimposing sounding name.
Yeah,
Like
his name was
Steve. Like, oh, we're under attack from Steve. Damn it, Steve.
Yeah, it's Star Fox, and his name was Eros of Titan. The deviance gene shares the physical appearance of the Eternals' cousin race. The deviants look like Thanos,
Not to be confused with the variants.
not the variants.
Maybe he was. What if Thanos was a variant? And
I
being
could see
deviant
that.
was because he was a variant. I don't know.
I don't know. So supposedly the way that Marvel did it, he was an Avenger like in the 80s, 90s.
Star Fox?
Made appearances. Yeah, Star Fox.
Okay.
And he's like think of like a modern day swashbuckler.
Oh, that's cool.
That was kind of him. He liked adventure. He was kind of a loner, which would explain why he's been missing right now. Or, he's off doing his own thing.
Maybe you get Johnny Depp to play him.
That would be kind of awesome.
Yeah.
But one of the theories is that he was captured by the TVA. That's why we haven't seen him, and this would be a perfect opportunity to write him in.
Well, we got one. Well, we didn't see him this episode. No spoilers.
No, we didn't see him this episode. We got one episode left.
Got one left.
Or it could tie into a lot of other shows coming up and movies.
here's something to think about with this bowling alley, right? I've been looking at it and just trying to analyze it. I'm sure there's like all kinds of cool little hidden stuff in the background. I mean, we do have Jimmy Woo, but with the Nature Boy glasses on. So he really is Jimmy Woo.
Woo!
Look at his glasses.
I love them.
We got, Kulioki. I can't make that one work. Lady.
Coolioki. No, that works.
And then we got,
You got the Crow Loki.
And then you got Goth Loki in the back.
No, that's what I was talking about. Crow Loki.
Oh, that one. Okay. I thought you were talking about the guy with the helmet on his head that kind of looked like the back of Crow from Mystery Science Theater.
Oh,
like the back
he
of his
kind of
head.
does, doesn't he?
The guy in the
okay,
back, I can't think of his name. He reminds me of the lead singer from Typo Negative.
See, I don't know that band, but like the uniform he's wearing reminds me of the lead singer of oh shit, sang Black Parade.
I'm looking at my band guy.
My Chemical Romance. Oh, Asian Loki. You know what his glasses are from?
What?
Ready Player One.
Really?
It looks like it. Ready Player Loki.
Could be. Ready Player Loki. Peter Steele.
Player
That's
Loki.
the guy's name.
What is his name?
His name is Peter Steele. Steele. Steele.
What an epic name. And he's in a metal band?
Well, it was before he died, like in 2010.
Oh.
Um,
He's not singing anymore.
No, but you can still find his music. But where I was getting at, so like I was looking at this bowling alley, and there's there's a theme to it. But I'm looking at all the panels and everything. And there's some white ones and look like some blue ones, but they're like mostly like streaks, like bands of red. So it made me think that this bowling alley, at some point in time, in some timeline, belonged to Mephisto. Had to.
That was the longest setup, but he got me on.
I thought last week was the longest setup.
Yeah, no, this one was pretty
Now,
good.
anytime I start to explain anything in great detail, you're going to be like leery of it.
Not really. I'm gonna still fall for it.
And that's 3 weeks in a row I got you. Can we make it 4?
Let's go for 4. You shouldn't have said anything. Shouldn't have said, I'll see if I can go for 4. Now I'm going to be on guard for it.
Yeah, well, that makes the challenge even that much more fun.
He'll still get me. So
is it going to be a quick one? Is it going to be a long, drawn out one? You don't know. You don't know which way I'm coming from.
We don't know which way he's going. So President Loki. Okay. So homemade Loki there. That's not bicycle helmet Loki, because that's a different one. So the one who's trying to be like samurai Loki with like knives or forks in his helmet. He kind of looks like a young Gavin Rossdale.
I can see that.
Bush days. Back when he's still married to Gwen.
Yeah.
And if you notice, they're all wearing the Loki for President badge.
Yeah.
Buttons.
Now, was President Loki, that's from the comics, right?
Yeah, I believe.
Okay.
Well,
was it?
I don't know now, and I'm second guessing myself.
Who can Google faster? Yeah, it is a comic in the comics. I see.
Yeah, vote Loki. Yeah.
Or is running for president. When was this? Oh, yeah, like about 5 years ago.
Yep, so it was. And look, let's see who's in the background of the cover.
Yep.
Captain America. Sam.
Who's that flanking? Is that Sylvie?
No, that kind of looks like Mockingbird.
Believe. Vote Loki. That's cool. Okay, so that is a comic nod. Not like a funny nod, but a nod to the comics.
Just a nod.
Also funny. About to get really funny.
Oh, I just noticed something. Okay, see that space mission pinball machine?
Yeah.
See the satellite?
Yeah.
We saw that down satellite earlier.
Oh, is it the Hubble? It's not the Hubble.
I don't know, but I mean, we saw something that looked exactly like it.
Well, nobody's
we're on
played the
pause.
thing because there's no score on there. There's no high score, nothing. It's just been sitting there. That's a shame.
Okay, now I'm getting a good view of all of them.
Okay.
So let's see. There's Prison Loki
Yep.
with the ball and chain. Then
Mhm.
there is homemade crappy bicycle Loki, Coolioki, Ready Player Loki, Cousin Loki, President Loki, Sama Loki, or Gavin Loki.
Yeah.
What'd you call Goth Loki?
I thought he looked like Peter Steele, so like type Loki. I can't make it work.
Type O Loki.
Type Loki negative. I don't know. Type
Loki negative.
Shit. Loki negative. There we go.
Then you have Assassin's Loki.
Mhm.
If you notice what his armor is, it's license plates.
I saw that. I can't see it right now because I'm paused on Prison Loki and R Loki.
Okay. And then the last Loki is like Gorilla Loki with like scythes.
It's a lot of Lokis.
It is a lot of Lokis. And then he goes, they're yelling at Loki and they go, "You bastard, you led the wolves to our door." And President Loki goes, "We prefer snakes to wolves." And Kid Loki goes, "I've eaten both. They died just the same." Shows he is a badass.
Yeah.
He's not afraid of shit.
I hope he sticks around for a while.
And then Loki puts his hammer up to him and says, "Apologies, my liege. I betrayed you, and now I'm king." You can tell he's kind of crazy. And in the end, they're all Lokis.
Mm-hmm. They all have
They
one
prefer
goal.
to rule.
Yeah.
And he's saying, and now I'm king. And then President Loki's like, "Yeah, about that." And he's like, "I gave you our location, our supplies, all this, or you gave me all this. You're supposed to give me supplies and men, and I'm supposed to rule." And then he goes, President Loki goes, where is it? Right here. President Loki. Ah, yes. Not so good a bargain. How about this one? My army, my throne. And then all of a sudden, all the Lokis go about that, and they put all their weapons
Mm-hmm.
in Loki's neck. And President Loki just looks shocked. He's pissed. He is pissed.
It's a Loki mutiny. And our Loki's like, for God's sake. Like, he just can't even.
And then, yeah. And, then Croki's like, hissing and coming towards him. And President Loki goes, for God's sake, why is there an alligator here? And they all go, "He's a Loki." And then Croki goes nuts and just runs towards President Loki. And President Loki holds out his hand, and Croki jumps up and bites his hand.
Mm-hmm. Latches on.
And then President Loki pulls him off, and off goes his hand with it.
I laughed so freaking hard at that.
I did too. Like, this was a great part. And I mean, look at the part I paused on. Like, look at him scream.
Mm-hmm.
And
Very
Croki's just
Evil
eating his
Dead
arm.
moment.
And then all the Lokis start fighting each other, except for our band of Lokis.
You think they were shooting this? When he loses his hand, that's what I thought of was like Evil Dead. And whenever Ash, chops his own hand off.
Yeah.
And you think while they were shooting this, like Sam Raimi dropped by because he's doing the new Spider-Man, right?
Yeah, that's true.
You think he just happened to be on set that day? He's like, what'd be really cool right now? He needs to lose a hand.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, I've done it. It works. You should throw that in there.
I like that idea. Let's go with that idea.
I
That
want to
just
say
makes
that's what
this a lot
happened.
better.
Mhm.
Well, and then next thing you see old Loki, or classic Loki, as they call him here. They all get together, and he creates an illusion of all of them. And they throw Croki, the illusion of Croki,
Yeah.
at one of the Lokis, and they're all fighting the illusions. And that's the thing. They're so real that
Mhm.
they're real.
Classic Loki makes really good illusions.
Well, and remember
Interesting.
what he said? Weapons make you weak.
Make their magic weaker, or make their power. Yeah.
And did you see any foreshadowing with that?
Yeah. There's a lot of things coming through here that I'm just watching Croki trying to keep up with him in the back, and his little
Oh yeah,
legs going. Like his little after Kid Loki sinks you down, like Croki just. But yeah, I don't know. I just wonder what this is going to affect in the timeline that we're aware of after phase 4 or phase. We're going into 4.
We are in 4.
We're in 4. We're now we're in 4. Well, up to what we know now, phase 3, whatever.
Right.
What we're up to now. I wonder how this is going to affect that. If they're going to go back and change a bunch of stuff, or if somehow all this is going to tie it all back. I'm thinking multiverse madness probably, and everything is going to get back on the right path. But we got our Loki back, and he's got a whole new set of skills.
I think it could tie into that. I think it could tie into Love and Thunder.
Mhm.
There's a lot it can tie into.
You think multiverse is going to be the big movie of whatever is the last one of the phase is the big movie?
I think the last one of the phase, from what they hinted at Reveal Day, is Fantastic Four.
Okay.
Even though it wasn't announced, but they showed the 4.
So I wonder if this run of stuff is going to be like we had Avengers. Now we're going to have Fantastic Four for a chunk of movies, and then we're going to have some other group in the next chunk of movies. Like not just a phase, but I'm talking about like the chunk.
Yeah. Like the forming of like a new Guardians of the Galaxy, stuff like that. You're talking. Yeah, I can see it, and that's the thing, we don't know because Marvel always keeps you guessing. So they got outside, and old Loki is, we cut the throat of every person who trusts us, and for what? I love this little monologue. Power, glorious purpose, and he's pissed.
Mm-hmm.
And then
this is right everything there? He tried to avoid.
Exactly, by trying to get away. Was it right there? There's another part coming up that is another Easter egg.
I think you're getting close to it.
Where is it? We might have already seen it. All right, well, we'll keep going. And he says, we're broken, every version of us forever. Whenever any one of us tries to fix themselves, they're sent here to die. And Loki's arguing with him, nothing can change unless the TVA stopped. And he's like, and you believe her? And he's like, as of right now, I believe she's our only chance on stopping the TVA. And old Loki's like yelling, he's like, okay, we'll help you. But approaching Allie is a death sentence. We'll get you to the edge and then we're done. Loki's like, yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, fine, good enough.
So next thing you know, we see Mobius driving the car, talking to, flashback. Driving the car, and Sylvie's talking to him. And this is the first time we get a good glance at her uniform. Because usually she's like surrounded in shadows and darkness.
She has her cloak on.
Mm-hmm. That's not a Loki costume.
Different. Well, all the ones have been different, though. We saw the army of Lokis.
This is way different because it's specific to another character.
Enchantress?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
This is Enchantress's costume.
You're starting to think that she may not be a variant?
I think they've set her up to be a variant, but they've given her the Enchantress power set, and like they've modeled her after Enchantress.
And they kind of merged the stories a little bit.
Like, I'm almost wondering, she always says, don't call me Loki.
Mm-hmm.
I'm wondering if, like, at the end of 6, she's going to be like, call me Enchantress.
Be cool. Or they could pull a whole Scarlet Witch thing and just never call her by her name for a while.
Yeah, that's true, too.
Which I'm okay with that. Honestly. Like, I'm okay with them sometimes not using the canon superhero
names.
name. Sometimes it makes things a little bit more believable.
Right.
Because it can get too cheesy. You're like, Enchantress! Huzzah!
Huzzah!
Yeah.
Well, here, you talk about this part. I need to turn on the light. See how I'm getting red whenever see my lights are hitting me.
Yep. Get a
I got
little
the lights up.
redness.
A little bit.
So Sylvie's basically kind of chewing on Mobius a little bit for going after her, basically ruining her whole life, and he apologized for it. He's like, yeah, sorry about that. And then she brought, she pruned herself so she'd be able to find Loki. She's looking at Allie, the storm thing, and she's like, I was probably already got him. And Bobby says, do you believe that? And she said, it doesn't really matter. So she's on a mission is to get out of there. I think secretly she knows that our Loki version of herself would probably be trying to do the same thing. And that's where she's, that's why she's wanting to go back to the cloud. One, because she thinks that's her ticket out. And I think she explains it a little bit more later. But two, I think somewhere she's thinking that she's going to run into our Loki there, that he's going to be trying to do the same thing. So she talks Mobius into going back to the purple cloud of death. There was something flying here. Uh-oh, what'd I do? See if we can get to it. So Mobius reluctantly agrees to turn around. What is that? Oh, that was stuff falling out of the sky, so being thrown back in the void. So now we got classic Loki, Kid Loki, and our Loki marching towards the purple cloud. Oh, and Croki's there also. What our Loki's doing, he's laying out his plan. He said we can't charge straight into it. Croki is on board with him. He thinks, and he's like, no, he's praying. He thinks we're going to die. So now we see a battleship.
The USS Eldridge. So I'm back.
What's the significance? I know you have significance.
Not to the comics, real life.
Okay.
There is so supposedly this ship disappeared.
Bermuda Triangle stuff?
No, like government conspiracy shit. Like they were saying that the trying to remember how the story went. Like the government was practicing invisibility technology.
Oh, is this Philadelphia experiment?
I think so. Yeah, that might be it. But it's basically like they said that it was well, okay, let's back up because there's another Easter egg before that.
Okay, go hit it. I'm gonna look up.
Okay, so if you look right here, right, was it that ship right there in the background? No, it wasn't there. There's another ship over there. Somewhere should be coming up, but that's Ronan's ship from Guardians of the Galaxy.
The one that came through the portal?
Yep.
Yep. This was the purported Philadelphia experiment ship.
Okay, yep. That's what it was then. They're practicing the invisibility technology and it just disappeared. That one, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So it gets ported in, this battleship, and we see Ollie going after it. And, they're yelling battle stations, basically. And Loki's like, well, he's busy with that. We can sneak around the back. And because he's saying, it goes after the big stuff first.
Yeah. We'll go after the big meal first.
And it's like, okay, well, we're going to go and, we're going to sneak around back. They're firing at it. And all of a sudden, everything it touches just disappears into nothingness.
Yep, I am. There we go. Now I'm caught up with you. It's kind of lagging weird on my end for some reason.
Is it? That's weird.
Yeah. Now I see him like really shooting at it. So that's cool. Okay, I didn't know that's what I knew about the Philadelphia experiment. I didn't know that was the ship.
Dale Ridge. Yep. So I do like the white picket fence in back.
Mm-hmm. Like how our Loki's like, okay, well, that was a terrible plan. What's
Yeah,
Kid Loki holding?
I think it's the thing that tracks Ollie.
Okay. I thought he maybe have like a drone somewhere, like an RC car.
That'd be awesome. Like, what is this? It's a card. And then they're like, what are they doing? It's like, just stay on guard. And then it looks like the pizza's waving at him.
Like, hey.
And then Loki, someone gets out and Loki goes, Sylvie. And goes, I don't understand. Is he being a coward or being brave? They're like, I don't know.
I thought he was going to run up and hug her.
I think he was about to. Did you see the way his arms are out? He's like, what happened?
That's
okay?
how you run when you're going to hug somebody. And he's like, oh, I don't know what to do with my hands.
And he's like, Mobius. And he's like, wait, how did you guys? And they're like, we thought you could do with some backup. And then Sylvie goes after them and he goes, no, wait, these are my friends. I think this is the first time this is the second time we've ever heard Loki use the word friend.
Yeah. Doesn't use it often.
And he's like, this is us as a child, us in the future. And us as an alligator.
I freaking love Croki.
Well, I love Sylvie's face there when she's like, what? Right here.
Yep.
She's like, what? He's like, best not to question it.
Like how Moby's like, you throw a rock out here, you hit a Loki.
Yeah. He's like, well, we haven't decided how we're going to kill it. And it's like, yeah, we're going to kill Alioth. He's like, oh my God. And what did she say?
That was your plan? And you went along with it? Like, we had our doubts.
Oh my God, that was your plan. He's like, yeah. Probably unsafe. All right, well, what's your plan then? Like, I think the person we're after is beyond the void at the end of time. And if they are, the thing is just their guard dog protecting the only way in. So how do we get past the guard dog? I'm going to enchant it. Okay. Kyle, here's your placeholder. Here's your pin.
Okay. Was it here?
Yes. Because we've just figured out this thing is the guard dog to whoever's in charge at the end of time.
I should have just went with it whenever I brought it up earlier because now I forgot what I was going to say.
Okay. So Alioth was the guard of the past who stopped Kang from taking over the past.
All right. So Alioth was from the past, right? So whenever you brought that up, and I remember reading that after watching the episode because he was like from what, 6,000 BC to 3,000 AD, something like that. And then Kang took over somewhere around 3,000. Anyway, so he is like the ruler of worlds and stuff from the past. Kang is supposed to be the future, and they're saying he's the guardian, and we see all these things. So I was thinking like either all this stuff culminates there, and this is the end of time, or is this actually the beginning of time, or is time circular? It's in a loop. There's no beginning or end.
Infinity. I said it 4 episodes. I'm going to say it for a 5th time. Time travel makes my head hurt.
Mm-hmm.
I hate time travel.
Just this loop. They're just on this turntable of time. And every Nexus event is a little skip on the record. Off. So when they reach the end of time, they get past this. They're actually at the beginning of time. Or they're currently at the beginning of time. And that's where all the prune things end up. Is that back at the beginning?
But then Ali guards the end.
But Ali's from the beginning. I don't know. Let's watch on and see.
My head hurts.
Mine does too. Like
it really hurts trying to figure all this out because what you're saying makes sense.
it doesn't make sense to me. It's just shit coming out of my mouth.
Well, no, it
But-
makes sense, but it doesn't make sense. It's hard to
Exactly.
wrap your
That's what
head
I'm
around
saying.
it. Like
The whole thing's weird.
you think you can. It's like this thing you think you're grabbing,
Yeah.
but then you just keep reaching.
Mm-hmm.
It's like when those damn cats just swat at nothing.
Yeah.
You're like, what are you swatting at, cat? And then they just look at you like you're stupid. That's what it is.
Mine does that all the time. It's like you're an idiot.
I mean, he's not wrong.
No, he's not. He's not. I'm pissed at him right now. I don't know where he's at.
Why do you think he's hiding?
Well, we're having issues right now, me and the cat. So I went and I made him a fancy litter box bathroom thing.
Mhm.
Like bought a big storage tub, big plastic storage tub, like a huge one.
Oh, you
It'll-
made the DIY ones?
Yeah, the fancy kitty bathroom thing. Put the litter box in it, cut a hole in the side, put some, stuff down so he doesn't get litter everywhere. Put some lights on the inside so he can like see where he goes. And then I covered up and bagged up his other litter box. Didn't take it all the way out yet. Brought him in there. And I'm like, hey, look, you got a new shitter. And I tried to put him like he kind of goes in the little room, the door to it himself. And I'm like, okay, he's got this figured out. And then he like walks back out and he looks at me and he looks at where his old litter box was. And then he looks at the new thing I made. And then he looks at me again. And then he just turns around and walks out. Like, why the hell did you do that? So yeah, my cat's a dick. I think he might actually be a flirt. Shit, what do they call it? Flirt? When the cat's not the cat in the whole Marvel universe.
Oh, if you wouldn't have said it, I could have told you. Not a flurgan. What is the cat in Marvel movies?
Flirkin.
Flurkin?
Flirkin. If I ever get another cat, that's what I'm going to name it. Come here, Flirkin.
A flurkin.
I'm just going to name him Flirkin.
Call him Flurkin Birkin.
Flirkin, Gurgen, Harrigan. Like a little Swedish chef.
Yeah. So I like how Sylvie's just looking at him, kind of rolling her eyes.
Yeah,
And she's
our
like
Loki
paper
tells
cutting
her
a cloud to death.
Yeah, that's insane. That's what she's like. Yeah, like you're gonna paper cloud to death. I like how she put that. And Mobius is on her side.
Yeah. She's like, I'm going to enchant it. And
Mm.
Loki just kind of sits there with his mouth open. They just both go, mm-hmm. Now we're back in the
This whole
TVA
show's
with
been so well done.
this show.
Yeah.
It's a great show.
Mhm.
Now we're back in the TVA with Judge Dick.
We haven't had a Judge Dick yet.
She's right there.
Well, I mean, we haven't. We've had a director.
Uh-huh.
We had Director Dick.
We had Director Dick.
We had. What was our next Dick? What was our Captain America or our Falcon Winter Soldier Dick? That
Captain
was
Dick.
The Captain Dick.
I'm pretty sure it was Captain Dick
Okay, so now we got Judge Dick.
because I think she fits the category. I think
Mhm.
she meets the criteria.
She does now.
So she goes into this little area. I think is it like Mobius's office?
It's one of the holding rooms, which looks
and
like.
then she
Well,
goes
yeah,
in,
same thing.
Yeah, and then she opens up this door, and there is B-15.
Yeah.
B-15 is in this wicker basket with red light.
Mhm.
I think it's like do you think it's like a heat lamp for like a lizard?
I was thinking more like the heat lamp at, like when you go to the gas station, they got like chicken strips and there's some like hot wings,
Yeah. They're
And,
trying to keep her warm.
some taquitos, there's like some Crispitos down there, maybe a pizza pocket,
And B-15.
and B-15.
Taquitos.
Mhm.
She's like, B-15's like, what do you want? She's like, why am I locked in here? And Renslayer's like, you freed the variant. You were disloyal to the TVA. I'm Judge Dick.
Mm-hmm.
And B-15's like, disloyal to who? you were in the timekeeper's chambers. They aren't real. And Renslayer's like, how does that change anything? She's like, it changes everything.
That's what I was saying. Like, you can't make that argument
No.
at all.
And
I can't even think you can make that argument. So,
And Renslayer's like, you know, the TVA needs stability. I need you to tell me everything. She's like, what do you want from me? She said, you had a link with the variant. I want you to tell me what drives her. And then B-15 just like, revenge drives her just real quick.
Yeah.
Killing the timekeepers. But they turned out to be a fake, in case you forgot. So she'll be searching for whomever created them. Do you see Judge Dick's face kind of crack?
and the wheels were turning.
Uh-huh.
She knows.
Yep. And then B-15's like, this isn't about protecting the TVA at all, is it? You just want to find whoever is behind all this too.
Right? Yeah, maybe she doesn't know. Or maybe she kind of knows.
And she's like, you'll never find them. Not before she does. And she's like, and why is that? And this, I love this part. You only want it. And then she goes, she needs it.
Mhm.
So
Mm-hmm.
all I could think of was Meatwad saying, a want is different than a need. MCP Pants needs candy. A want is different than a need. Instead of I want candy, it's I need candy, bubblegum, and taffy.
God, I love that show.
I do too, but that's all I could think about when she said that. A want is different than a need.
I'm thinking
With
of
MCP Pants.
Aqua Teen Hunger Force. I always think about the birthday snake episode.
Yeah.
I'm not drunk. You can't just decide that I'm drunk. That decision is between me and God.
And I like any episode. Well, of course, Carl, but with
Carl,
the
yeah.
Moonanites.
Mm-hmm. Ah, such a good show.
we will fuck you up.
Such a
it-
good show.
It was a great show. Master Shake.
Mm-hmm.
And then all I can think, like, no matter what I see that guy in, he's always going to be Master Shake. Like, we love this one show from Adult Swim called Your Pretty Face is Going to Hell.
Mhm.
Have you
I
seen
haven't
that?
watched that. No.
It's on Hulu. All of them are on Hulu.
Okay.
And I think it's on HBO Max too, actually. They are great. It's like The Office in hell. And
I've seen previews and stuff for it, but I never have watched
the
it.
main character is Gary Bunta. And Master Shake plays a character named Troy. He's one of the devils. And they're all like office workers.
Yeah.
Is what it is. And you can hear he'll say stuff, and I'm like, ah, that's Master Shake. That's all I can see him as, even no matter what he does.
If he's got that voice, I mean, it's
It's
always
his
going to be
regular
what you,
voice.
it's always going to be what you know him from.
Yeah.
You know, unless they do a variant of that voice, and you still hear a little bit of it. Like, you know, Ice King, I still hear a little bit of SpongeBob. But
Yeah.
when you really,
Tom
really-
Kenny.
yeah, Tom Kenny, when you like really listen to it, and any John DiMaggio, anything,
You always hear Bender. He's always Bender.
he's always Bender.
Or Jake.
But see,
But I still see him as Bender. As
he's
Jake.
always Bender to me. I hear Jake, I still hear Bender.
I just
Like
hear
I
him going.
keep wait, I always wait for him to tell Finn to bite his shiny yellow ass.
Yes. Hey, okay. You see how B-15 is? She's looking right now. This look. That's the look she gives Chof when she finds out that he doesn't actually watch the episodes.
Oh yeah, it's right at what? 28 minutes and 45 seconds. We still got 20 minutes of this episode to go.
We better keep going.
Yeah.
We get sidetracked. Sorry, gang.
Things happen.
Judge Dick, Renslayer's walking out.
Dick
pulls up
Slayer.
her- Dick Slayer.
There it is.
Dick Slayer. She calls in Miss Minutes and she's like, give me everything from the beginning of time. She's like, well, that's a mighty tall order. Whoever created this place is in danger and I need to find them. So it shows Dick Slayer is not
So she
really
doesn't know.
concerned.
She actually does not know.
No, she doesn't. Or does she?
I don't think she does.
that smirk makes me think she does. Flash
Maybe.
fact: GRNW1D. That's the license plate on the car that they've been driving.
Green World.
Is that like Juice World?
No.
It's Mike. It's Mark Gruenwald. It's a callback to him. He's been all over this series, but his appearance, the way he looks, was the basis for Mobius in the comics.
Oh yeah, I remember reading about that.
Yep. And he's also I had to look this part up. He created many of the pieces being used in the series, the Loki series.
Uh-huh.
And he's credited with creating Alioth.
Okay.
So kind of cool that they gave him such a big nod. Or he gave himself a nod.
He nodded himself.
Is that dirty?
Nah.
I do like how they're at the wait, did that say what I think it did? It was a barber shop?
Let's see.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See the barber shop, Paul? Does that say Doom's Cuts? Or is that Dom's?
Dom's Cuts.
Oh, like Dom from Fast and the Furious. They are family.
Yeah, they're all in there eating together like a that damn meme. No, Chris,
Nah.
stop it. You had me. I was going along with you, son of a bitch.
You're welcome. So they're roasting something in there, and you see Croki just sitting there staring at it.
I wonder if they killed something that hatched from those eggs earlier.
I wonder if it is. And he's like, no, I don't remember killing an alligator. I mean, who's to say he's even a Loki variant? And then old Loki is like, he is green, isn't he? He's like, I don't know. He could be lying. The long con. Of course, that just makes him more likely to be a Loki.
So they're having the conversation around this fire that we usually have on this show, where it just gets.
Yep, that's
right out
exactly
there.
what it is.
Mhm.
Kid Loki asked Mobius, assuming you get back to the TVA, what exactly are you getting yourself into? And Mobius is just like, I don't know. Very Owen Wilson way.
Yep.
And he's like, I want everyone to know the truth. And it's like, so just like that, you're going to turn your back on the very thing you devoted your life to. And he's like, well, it's never too late to change. And then old Loki gets this look on his face. And I think that's kind of one of the points of the series is change.
Yeah.
You can change.
Mhm.
I say that, then watch episode 6 and Loki like stabs everyone in the back.
Yep. That'd be a very Loki thing to do.
So they're all in there around the fire. Loki and Sylvie are outside. And they're like, oh, Mobius isn't so bad. They're just kind of sitting there. He's like, oh, so good. I think that's why we get along. And Sylvie's out there, just, she's kind of shrugging. It's this awkward sexual tension between them because he's looking at her kind of fondly.
And here's something. I'm going back a little bit because I'm doing some research as we go
Okay.
through because I didn't catch that. In some very, very early Avengers stuff, there was a covert base operation for S.H.I.E.L.D. located on a Midtown Manhattan side street in New York City. The front was a barbershop.
Really?
Mhm.
What was the name of the barber shop in Captain America?
I don't remember. Let me see if I can see that.
Because they passed by one. Okay. Well, you're looking that up. Loki kind of shrugs and he's looking at her and he goes, it's cold. And Sylvie's like, mm-hmm. And this is like the awkward, like, you like each other, like when you're younger, and it's just that weird awkwardness.
Mhm.
You want to get close, but you don't because you don't know how the other person's feeling. And she's got this look on her face and he just conjures this blanket around him. And she looks and he goes, I could conjure one for you too if you like. She's
There
like,
was a Pop's barber shop. I'm still on this thing.
"Hey, you're fine. You could conjure me a new outfit. You have no idea how uncomfortable something like this is. You know, he's all wrapped up in this blanket, getting warm.
But
And
why does he need to, Chris?
well, let's wait until after this part, then we can talk about that.
Oh yeah, I'm a little ahead of it. I just tabbed back over.
Because
Sorry, I was looking at barbershops in
I
Marvel.
know you were. I know. I didn't think you were paying attention.
Nope. I just jumped right back in. Let me interject myself.
And
Carry on.
so, I was working up to that so you and I could discuss this because
Okay.
this annoys the shit out of me. Or he's brilliant.
No, it doesn't annoy me. I'm like, ooh, atta Loki.
He's brilliant.
Atta Loki.
And it's like, so about what Mobius was talking about, and you know, our Loki's like, right about our Nexus event. Total rubbish, right? Absolute, of course. I mean, and just the way she's looking, it's like, I don't really believe that. That's what her face is telling me. It sounds like another TVA lie. They're trying to deny that they had a moment.
Yeah, they're really playing it off. Very poorly, I might add.
Yeah. Because they keep side-eyeing each other.
Mm-hmm.
And so he's like, I don't know how to do this. And he's like, I don't even know what we're doing. And so he's like, I don't have friends. She's like, I don't have, you know, anyone.
That was sad.
It was sad. And Loki's like, well, there are more important things, right? Like, yeah, like, right. Yeah. Like bringing down the TVA,
She's a
saving the universe
workaholic.
even. Yeah, she is a workaholic. She's like, don't be dramatic. And she's kind of shivering because it's cold. And he puts the blanket around her.
Mhm.
She's surprised. And then notice now they're touching each other. They're closer. They're
Their
snuggling
shoulders
now.
are touching each other. The people
And
that
they
are not
both have
watching
that-
along. They're not under
they
a
both have
blanket
that-
touching each other.
Yep, they both
There.
have that grin. Okay, now Kyle.
Mhm.
Kyle, but Loki's cold. Why is that weird?
Well, Chris, if we remember Loki's backstory and what he truly is, not an Asgardian.
Wait, what?
No. He's the son of a
Dun dun dun.
blanket
Wrong.
maker. No.
A flea flicker?
No. Frost giant.
But wait, aren't frost giants made of frost and snow and not everything nice?
Yes.
And they live on an ice planet?
You are correct. So you would think they would be acclimated and used to a cold environment.
But wait. So why would he be cold with a little bit of wind and the sun going down?
'Cause he's freaking smooth.
Because he's a fucking pimp.
Yeah. Threw that little blanket around her. He's like, come over here, me.
So
It's,
it annoys the shit out of me how smooth this was.
So you're not annoyed that he's cold. You're annoyed at how
No.
smooth he was.
Yes.
I buy
Are
that.
you?
I'm inspired.
I'm inspired too, but there is no way. I challenge anyone who is listening to this show could pull that off successfully.
Well, I mean, I don't know how many magicians we have that listen, but maybe one of those guys or gals, one of those people.
Yeah.
I mean, they could probably make something like that happen. The old extendo
David-
blanket. Right
David
around.
Copperfield, are you listening?
He probably is. Or Chris Angel. No, Chris Angel isn't listening.
Ooh, Chris Angel. Ooh, you freak my mind. Come see my room.
Mind freak.
Mind
No, you
freak.
didn't, Chris. You didn't freak my mind. You used a camera cut.
Oh yeah, good point.
Yeah, Chris Angel with your motorcycle jumps and edgy whatever. Calm your
beautiful
tits,
hair.
Angel. You didn't freak anybody's mind.
He didn't.
No.
So they're talking, and you know, Loki's basically like, you know, my pleasure. He's doing the Chick-fil-A thing. um, well, is he not?
He is.
And Sylvie goes, "How do I know in the final? Here's the part right here. How do I know in the final moments you won't betray me?" And what did he say? And here's where you know,
mid yawn. I'm sorry. I can.
she says, "Listen,
This cozy
Sylvie,
moment's making me sleepy.
Is it? Well, let's get through this.
Basically, he betrayed everyone who ever loved him, his father, his brother, his home. And he's like, I know what I did. And I know why I did it. He's talking really slow, so I'm keeping up with him. He's like, and that's not who I am anymore. I promise I'm a better Loki. He didn't say that part. I just threw that in.
No, and he's like, I won't let you down. And here's the thing. They're both looking at each other in the eyes. And she's like, you sure? This is the part. This is where they're feeling each other out. Like, there might be a timeline for you to rule if the TVA is gone. He's like, no. And, you know, and then I'd finally be happy. And they both give each other this grin. Which, like I said, I think they're feeling each other out. That's how they're getting their feelings out. Like saying, do you like me?
Oh, I've got so many theories just now for the end of this series.
Good. Hold on to him here.
I'm going to hold on to them tight. I'm going to squeeze them so hard like they're in a little Loki blanket. Keep my little theories warm, even when they don't have to be.
Keep them warm. I see what you did there.
Yep.
And he's like, let's do this together. And she's like, maybe. And then we get a close up of the thing's got 4 legs.
It does.
I never
That's
noticed
what they were
that.
eating. They ate one of those. It's the same
It
shape.
was because that's what it looked like. Yes.
They
just
caught
plucked
one and ate it.
How?
I don't know. I mean, it was probably easier to clean than like a chicken. You know, you have to chop their head
Okay.
off. That head's
There
already.
it is right there. That's Ronan's ship right there. 44. That is Ronan's ship, which was called, hold on, I gotta look this up in my notes. The Bobby Brown. The Dark Aster, that's right. B-Rob's here. He would have known that right off the bat.
They're saying that this comes from the timeline where Ronan successfully defeated the Guardians and went after Thanos with the Power Stone.
Oh. Okay. I could see that. But yeah, there's the Dark Aster. Because you remember it's that weird looking twisted ship.
Yeah, they're saying the Dark Aster wasn't the only ship of that type. Captain Marvel.
Oh,
Captain
there was
Marvel
another one.
Destroys
'cause there's a-
Thanos' ship,
there's
which
a-
was Sanctuary 2 in game. Different than Dark. Okay.
Because there's a Kree warship.
Okay.
And then, you know, they're all talking, looking defiant. Sylvie said, when it hit me early when I linked to it, it was brief, but I caught a glimpse of something. And I think if I can get it close enough, I can enchant it. And it's going to take me to whoever's behind all of this.
It's a solid plan.
It is a solid plan. She gives him the Pip Boy.
Yep. So this should be, yeah, okay. They can. Okay, never mind. I remember now.
And Loki goes, I'm staying. And Sylvie did she look relieved there?
A little bit.
She's like, Loki, I don't know if this is going to work. And he's like, yeah, I know. He gives the Pip Boy to Mobius. He's like, it's happening, guys. The branch will be right out there. And Mobius goes, I'll give you regards to Renslayer. And Sylvie's like, please do. What about you guys? You coming? Like, no, we're staying here. This is our home. The 3 variants.
Mm-hmm. Croki growls.
You know, we stayed here this long. We know what we're doing. And he gives, Kid Loki gives Loki his dagger or short sword. Said, you're going to need this.
It's a cool looking sword.
It really is.
I like how Kid Loki stands all like superhero posy, like hands on his hips, elbows out.
Like a king.
Yeah.
And then Loki conjures a little sheath, Conan-like sheath for his sword, short sword, puts it on his back, and they're like, good luck. And they go off, and Mobius creates a time door.
Yep.
And I love this part. Looks like you got away in the end. He's like, I always do.
Mm-hmm.
Mobius, they show this moment. He's like, Loki asks, what will you do at the TVA? And Mobius goes, burn it to the ground.
Nice.
And he goes, thanks for the spark.
I like that line. Thanks for
I
the
do
spark.
too. He's like, well, see you later, Loki. He reaches out his hand to shake it. Loki looks at his hand. And then he kind of shakes his head and gives him a hug.
Oh, I got a Loki hug.
And I love this part. And Loki, like, he kind of got a tear in his eye if you look.
Mm-hmm.
And then what did he say? He said,
I mean, what did Loki say?
yeah, what did Loki say? Thank you, my friend.
He called him friend.
And then Mobius looks at Sylvie and whispers, "You're my favorite." And Sylvie just kind of smiles.
Love me some Mobius.
I do too. He's a
hope he
great
doesn't die.
character. Well, I hope they bring him back. And then you see Sylvie and Loki staring at Ollie.
Mm-hmm.
And there goes the chicken cocks.
Is that what we're going with?
I don't know. Head cocks.
They're
Okay. Flash fact.
okay.
You see that head right there?
Yeah.
That is the Living Tribunal's head.
Living Tribunal.
Living Tribunal is a cosmic entity.
Mm-hmm.
Has 3 heads. It's the cosmic judge, basically.
Okay.
Like when Eternity and like Galactus go have disputes with each other, he's the arbitrator. And his like one of the heads is covered by a cloth, like the eyes, and he's got 3 heads. Living Tribunal is like all powerful.
Okay.
Makes you wonder if this is actually his head or just like a statue head.
I'll say statue head.
Hopefully.
Looks kind of similar to a lot of the other heads we saw. What's that on the ground? Kind of in the lower right hand portion. It looks like a skeleton almost, or
It looks like a plesiosaurus skeleton.
lots of screwed up things going on here.
But then you see Ollie, in the cloud. That tank looks really cool, by the way.
The tank
the
looks
giant-
cool. There's the ship back there.
You see Kid Loki and Loki walking away. And then another
Oh.
flash fact.
In the background. I didn't see it before.
Yep. You know what that is?
That's one of the what do they call them? Not the hover ship. The
Helicarrier.
helicarrier.
From probably one of the ones that was shot down in Winter Soldier.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They showed
it's
up a couple of times. What else were they in? They're in more than one, weren't they?
the Avengers. And then actually then the last time we saw them was in Winter Soldier.
Was it? Okay.
Yeah, because Shield disbanded after that.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So
I think you're right.
and
I'm
then
going to agree with you.
old Loki, like he was thinking about something. You could see some wheels spinning in his head. You see Ollie going along and Loki and Sylvie standing defiant.
So now you can kind of see. I guess is it Bones? It's Bones.
Yeah, that is Bones. Except that didn't look like a dinosaur. That almost looks like some sort of giant.
Could they have pruned? What would be some giant beings?
Lots of stuff. Frost giants, alien races.
Yeah.
Could be anything.
They're staring it down. He puts his hand on her shoulder. Aw.
Aw, low-key love.
Yeah, because he said they have to distract it.
And then he runs at it.
Wind sprint, Loki. He's pretty fast. Well, he's got long legs. Or if they
Yeah,
sped
he
this
does
up,
get
he's
long
actually this fast. Pretty impressive. He pulls out the sword and it catches on fire. I'm pretty sure I've seen this is from one of those Tagament commercials. They're talking about fighting heartburn.
Yes,
Like I think I've seen this before.
I've seen it.
Yeah.
Do you have heartburn?
Hmm.
Well,
Tagament Loki.
Loki's trying to get its attention, and Sylvie's trying to get it. enchant it, and then all of a sudden it's not. If it goes back to Loki's theory, if it goes for the big ones first, so it's going after Sylvie, not him.
Yeah,
maybe he's not the superior Loki.
She's the big one.
And then all of a sudden, it's about to eat her, and you see this green light glowing, and Ollie changes directions. This was the coolest damn part. I'm sorry, it was awesome.
I'm gonna have a hard
There's
time
a number
not
42 on that
Ollie.
helicarrier. You see old Loki. He's creating something, and I knew what it was from the get. Like when he first started coming up, it is a cool scene. It shows him like straining.
Yeah.
Don't forget, he can create, doubles so real that like it.
Full
Thanos thought he was snapped his neck.
Mhm.
He recreated all of Asgard.
Yep. Pretty
And that
quick
was a
too.
cool. Yeah,
They should really hire him for the special effects team on the
they
cast.
really should.
Probably speed things up. Look how fast he can make it.
It looks like
Yeah.
the Emerald City.
Some burgers and shit. It does, doesn't it?
Yeah.
I'm always looking at signs in the background, trying to see if
I am
there's
too.
anything.
Well, you never know with Marvel, and like old Loki is just creating like this illusion, and he's like, "Go!" and he yells at him, and you see all the people there too.
I didn't see the people go back. I was looking at the bridge.
Look, I think it's people, or it might be flags. You see the people riding across the Rainbow Bridge, and then there was.
I didn't. I was just looking at. Let me look at the bridge again. Are my eyes that bad? I see reflections.
No, it's the reflection.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, never mind.
No, my eyes are that good.
Your eyes are
I
that
didn't
good.
see fake people.
And then Sylvie holds his hand, and then she's like, what are you doing? She's like, we're gonna enchant it. And Loki's like, I don't know how. She's like, yeah, you do. We're the same. Come on, fella.
Come on, we got this.
We got this, fella.
You just need some more gumption.
You need some gumption. Then you see Ollie going up to the tower trying to eat it, and it disappears. And he's like, oh, but I'm so hungry.
I know.
And then old Loki just keeps recreating whatever he tries to eat. And he's getting pissed.
He's massive now, too.
Yeah.
Physically, is this the largest villain we've seen so far? Look how much square footage he's covering.
Yeah, it would have to be.
Yeah.
They grab the tendrils, and Sylvie starts doing the enchanting thing, and Loki's trying, and she holds his hand more, like the couple's handhold.
Yeah.
And Loki's hand glows green, and old Loki's finally falling. And then everything disappears as he's getting overpowered. Let's face it, he can't stand up against him. And then I thought he was going to shit his pants at this part.
I would have. I would already shit my
Incontinence is a
pants like
bitch.
5 times for this whole sequence if I was there.
Well, and then he's holding his hands up and like green. I thought this guy did a great job. And he yells, glorious purpose. He found his glorious purpose. He found his purpose in the universe. And then he starts laughing, laughing in the face of death. Like this was just a great scene.
Yeah.
Did you see his cape disappearing
Yeah.
before he even got there?
Very similar to the way like when Steph was leaving the hex.
Yep. Oh, it was, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm. You probably just reused the animation.
Well, there is a theory that the TVA might have gotten a version of Agatha to put those ruins around the TVA. That's why you can't use magic there.
That makes sense. Got an Agatha variant.
Yeah. Ollie's trying to eat him, and then all of a sudden he disappears, and Sylvie's like, open your eyes, and it's just glowing green right now. The smoke parts, and they're holding hands, and you're just like, oh, schmoopy. And there's the castle she saw in the dream, the castle at the end of time. They look at each other, and then they walk into the void.
They had to defeat or at least get past a monolithic, gaseous, evil cloud monster to get to a mysterious castle at the... This basically turned into an anime.
It really did. Castle in the Sky.
Yeah.
But
What?
there's a
Okay.
cliffhanger.
So when I saw the castle, I kind of like, I know it's not the same castle at all.
Right.
And it's
Right.
only sort of similar. I thought of Castlevania a little bit. Because
Yeah,
that
like the
style
anime Castlevania one.
yeah.
Yeah,
And
yep.
Because it's kind of that style that's like, vampires. What if? No.
Speaking of what if, they came out with the what if trailer today.
Oh, they did? I didn't see it.
Yes, it's going to be phenomenal.
When does that start?
They said, I think they said August.
Okay. How many are they doing?
I don't know. What if start date? Because they just announced it today. Season 1 is damn it. Now it's like, when can you start in an interview? Marvel, what if release date? There we go. August 11th.
Okay.
So
They say how
basically
many
right after
episodes?
Bad Batch.
How many episodes they're doing?
Oh wow. Most of the voiceovers will be done by the original actors.
I knew some of them were doing it. like I think I had read
They showed the Watcher.
because there's supposed to be like a version where Captain America becomes Spider-Man, I think.
Mhm, and Peggy Carter becomes
Mhm.
like
So
Captain Britain.
and Chris Evans is
basically.
doing the voice, so he'll be actually voicing Spider-Man. So I think
Chris Evans.
Huh?
You mean Tom Holland? Oh no, Captain America becomes Spider-Man. You said.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
And so they're saying that was going to make I can't remember how many superheroes he's portrayed now at that point.
Let's see. There's that. So that would be Spider-Man, Captain America, and Human Torch. So 3.
I thought there was another one.
Well, and I guess what was that one where they got the superpowers? And they went nuts and became evil.
He's portrayed 8 comic book characters. I found the article here.
8?
So he's done Captain America,
Okay.
Human Torch.
Yep.
He was Jensen in The Losers,
Oh, that's right. I forgot that was a comic book movie.
Lucas Lee and Scott Pilgrim versus the World, Curtis and Snowpiercer, because Snowpiercer was a graphic novel, or was it a comic
was.
run? He briefly portrayed Loki. I guess they're counting that in Dark World and Avengers. So they're giving a little leniency there. He still had the physical appearance of Captain America, but had the he was Nick Grant in Push.
That's what I was talking about. Push.
And he voiced Casey Jones for the 07 Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movie.
Did he really?
Mm-hmm. Yep. He's done some comic shit.
And apparently he has a huge wiener that he likes to tweet out. Damn him.
Damn him.
So yeah, great episode.
What's your theories?
I think we're going to see Kang.
Okay.
I think our Loki's going to die.
Okay.
I think he's had his run. I think that they're setting this whole thing up for a new Loki. I think Sylvie's going to be our new Loki for Phase 4.
Okay.
And this is all pure
I like that better
speculation.
than what my theory was going to be.
And I think that this is going to lead directly into Multiverse of Madness and Ant-Man and the Wasp in Quantum Mania. Because we already know Kang, the Conqueror, is the big bad for that movie.
I like the naming scheme they're going with those two movies. It's very like throwback 50s, 60s, Quantum Mania, Multiverse of Madness. Like it's got that very kind of pulp feel to it.
The campy feel.
Yeah, I like
Yep.
that.
I like that too.
It's a good little transition. And they still got the other movies that aren't like in that naming scheme, but I like those.
I do too.
I was thinking, like, after he had heard about how classic Loki avoided being killed and flew under the radar for a long time,
Right.
like he's going to make his way back to some timeline, and that's going to happen. And he's going to stay alive, so we'll see him in future stuff. And he's still going to have some, like, either I hope she makes it through, but I'm going out on a limb that Sylvie doesn't make it
Okay.
past this.
So
And
the
that's
opposite
his-
of what I think.
and that's his turning point to where he becomes, like, I don't think he's ever going to be totally good, but he becomes more anti-hero than anti-villain, because he's kind of anti-villain right now because he's doing some good stuff, I guess.
Right.
But I think he'll go more that route. Like, something will happen to her, she'll die, saving him, and that's where he has his turning point. We're seeing somebody doing something good unselfishly for him, and seeing another version of himself doing something unselfishly for him. And our
Right.
Loki lives and continues to live through the following phases, or at least through this upcoming phase. That's my
I like
thought.
that. I like that. So you and I have opposing viewpoints, but some are the same.
Well, yours, Sylvie lives. Mine, yours is Sylvie lives, our Loki dies. Mine is our Loki lives, Sylvie dies. They're probably both going to make it. Both of our theories will be half-ass right. And that's where we'll go. Go with it. So.
Yeah. Tell us what you guys think.
Join
Let
the
us know.
Discord. Link's down there.
Link is below.
Link in the bio. And hit that that subscribe button so you guys know every time we post something new.
And bring
Like
a
it.
couple friends in.
Like it, share it, critique it, whatever. Yeah.
We don't care.
Tell us
No, we care, but
in there and just critique it and give us tips and tell us how right we are.
we love to be told we're right.
Mhm.
Because
Yeah.
we never hear that.
True. You're right. You're correct. You're right. We never hear we're right.
That is correct. You are
We just
also
made a
correct.
paradox.
Ah!
Did I use that correct? I don't know. I'm
I
freaking
don't know.
tired.
I am too.
Been a long week.
It has been a long week, and with that, this has been Every Man's Guide to Nerddom. I'm Chris.
And I'm Kyle. And wherever you guys are, have a good evening, good night, good morning, whatever time it is. And please be good to each other.
See ya.
See ya.
Nerd Corker, rise up. It could get elevated. Nerd Corker, rise up. It could get elevated. Nerdcore used to be just a made up word. MCs shied away.